There we are. It says we're live. Rumble says we're live. I guess we're alive.
We're live. Okay, cool. Good
Yeah, according to
afternoon.
them.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Today is Tuesday. I almost said February, but it's Tuesday, March the 10th, 2026 at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining Rex Sisters. We appreciate your support. If you could like and follow, we would appreciate it.
Very
Also, you
much.
can subscribe, comment, and share this bad boy. And
Please
I'd
do.
like, yeah, again, I'd like to apologize for my early departure yesterday, but I literally was out of it, and
Oh,
as soon
it
as
was
we
it
hung
was
up,
clear.
I was gone.
Yeah, I can believe
I
it.
was out. Yep, I was out. So surgery is tomorrow. I'm to be there at 10 a.m. and uh, about 6 hours there. So hopefully things go okay. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Fingers
So
crossed.
yeah, I'm gonna have EJ drop me off, and then they'll call when I'm in recovery for Eric to come down and pick me up because
Okay.
it's about an hour from the house, so they need time to travel back and forth, so they'll be able to at least get some work accomplished. And
Yeah.
the new thing that they require is, are you ready?
Yep.
They want I have to bring my driver's license or a photo ID.
Oh, that's racist. It's oppressive. How dare they? Oh, wrong. Sorry. I'll
Really?
never understand it. I'll never understand it. How the fuck is voting with an ID racist and oppressive, but surgery, and like I even was saying, every time I go to the doctors, I have to present ID. I have to
Mm-hmm.
present my insurance card. I have to let them know if there's been any changes to my living location and phone number and email and all that great happy shit.
Right?
Every visit, every new intake, everything, they scan your ID.
But
It's
but yeah, but don't you think that yeah, there's one doctor's office that actually takes the driver's license and puts it through a machine,
every
and it
single one of my
scans the
doctors
whole
do that.
yeah, and it scans the whole damn thing. So you
Yeah,
talk about who has what information on you. You know what I mean? You have huge hospital systems, little doctor's office, mom and pops, all the way up, having your
mm-hmm.
personal info. But I think or isn't the argument going to be, well, we want to make sure that you're the real person we're supposed to be operating on.
Yes, that will be the actual argument.
Okay.
And it's medical protocol because the insurance companies say we have to have a photocopy of ID on record, and insurance has to be on record in the computer in order for patients to be seen. That is a medical requirement,
Right.
not a by choice. We are medically required to do that. It's just protocol. I mean, I was doing this back when I was working in home health care. We took
Right.
portable scanners and we scanned IDs into the little Chromebooks that were connected to the system. We That was just what we did. We had to do it.
So
And guess
you
what?
were
Even my 90 and 100-year-old patients had ID.
so you were racist back then?
That
You've
was
been
under
racist,
Obama.
huh?
Yeah.
You've
Interesting,
been
isn't it?
racist. Yeah. So what's your counterpoint to that? What's
There
the
is
argument
none.
that we have? Okay, so you had made the point about so do we need this for voter ID? Why is that such a big thing then?
Exactly. My point. Voter ID is a moot point when it comes to these idiots screaming, oh my God, it's racist, it's oppressive. Well, then the entire medical system is racist and oppressive. Every time you got to pick up a narcotic, it's racist and oppressive. What the fuck?
Yes.
Like, people are idiots. That's my only point.
Yes, they are.
I can't help it. And then, of course, there's the jackasses who don't realize how stupid they are for parroting a point that literally has no foundation to it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
None. And it just makes me laugh. They're stupid. I'll
Yep.
never understand how society became so stupid so quickly because, my God, I'm not
That's funny.
surprised, but
How they
I
became
honestly thought
stupid
it would have
so
taken
quickly.
longer. Yeah,
Right.
I get it. There were idiots all along, but these people take it to a whole new. They take it like a
Level.
competition. Who could be the
Yep.
dumbest?
Yep.
I swear, it's like who's the dumbest in the group?
Right. So what's going on your end?
Oh, not much today. Just taking it easy. Had a really chill morning. Oh, the refund for my glasses came in overnight, so I was able to order my new ones this morning. The ones with the correct prescription strength. All the numbers
You
were
have
right except the negative versus positive. I accidentally botched it.
and you have that entered correctly now?
Yeah, I fixed the prescription yesterday. I switched the negatives to the positives for the sphere,
Okay.
or what they call polarized
Right.
vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it at negative instead of positive. Go figure. Years of working and filling out forms and prescriptions with eye doctors, and what does my stupid ass do? Botch my own.
You gotta laugh. I mean, it is. We do
It is
some stupid
funny. And
shit.
I know it's
Yeah.
because I had people pestering me and stuff while I was in the process of doing it the first time. And, you know, kids need things. Danny wanting to talk and do and rush out the door. And I just, like, calm
Right.
yourselves. Yeah, yeah. So I,
Well,
I used
hopefully
to be
they'll
much
be
better
here.
under pressure.
Yeah, hopefully they'll be here within the week or so. So
Last time it took 12 of the 14 days because the only way I get free shipping is standard shipping. So,
okay.
it takes 7 to 14 days. So, sometime between, what was it on the calendar? Hold on. The 24th and the 30th. I should
Okay.
say it sometime between the 24th and the 30th.
All right.
But the
We'll have them.
30th, I'm not going to be here. Guess where I'm going to be
Right.
on the 30th?
Yep. At the doctor's, showing your ID.
Dermatology.
Showing
Yes.
your ID.
Yes, I have to bring my ID. And you know what really sucks though is I gotta drive all the way back to Louisville. Most of my doctors are now. Well, I have three doctors in the closer city. That's 30 miles away, and then now two specialists up in Louisville because they're the only ones that take my insurance.
Insurance is getting crazier and crazier.
Yes, and unfortunately, I can't go. I don't get private insurance, so I have no choice but to be on Medicaid right now, and it's going to be infinity levels worse when I get on Social Security. So, which I still haven't even started the paperwork on that. Like, for fuck's sake. So much
Do
going
you need
on.
a little love tap on that to get you started?
No, I'm just dreading this 200 and something odd pages I got to put together in great detail. And I got to make sure I don't do typos. And it all has to be done on their website. So if their website botches or something and it doesn't save, guess who has to start again?
Well, why don't you create it in a Word document and
And then
first
copy and paste it over.
exactly and when you do the first go around, it depends on which way you want to work, how you want to do it, but you could just
Well, it also
save
depends on
your
how they word their questions, is
right,
going to be dependent.
right,
So I really kind of need to look at the page have the Word document open on another screen, on another monitor, and type out how I want it, double check it, make sure it's right, then copy. If it'll allow me to copy and paste, by the way, it may not allow that. And I go from there.
Jeez.
And oh, yeah, by the way, I'm going to have to Google all the addresses and phone numbers and fax numbers to the doctors from Michigan. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
it is. It very much is. And they'll only go back 3 years for back pay, but I've got to exhibit that this has been ongoing for a ridiculous amount of time since 2019.
Right. Right.
And like I said, I swear God did this to spare me from having to pick between my job and the vaccine that I might have been allergic to.
Right.
So,
Yep.
yeah. God was looking out
Well,
for me.
like I told you, don't be upset if they initially deny you. That's the plan.
Well, that's
Deny
why
everybody.
I know. I absolutely know, but that's why I'm trying to get everything together to give them less reason to.
Right.
If I have it in great, that's one thing I learned. Like when I had my mom had to apply for Medicaid, it turns out that nobody in the family was putting enough detail when they filled out the paperwork for her. So when I got my hands on it and I was put in charge of doing it for her, she was instantly granted lifelong Medicaid, no questions asked, no coming back in and renewing it.
Right.
And it's like, oh, well, I did that good of a job at putting in why she needs Medicaid and what her health conditions are and how they impact her life. And I
Right.
mean, literally, this is something that most people are embarrassed to put on there. But if you are having struggling, turning around and wiping your own ass because of shoulder or back or neck pain, it's important for them to know it. It's
Exactly.
important to know if it impacts your sex life. It's important to know if how this impacts you to register whether it's disabling or not.
Right.
So the more details you give them, the better your chances are. And I learned this when it also came to the medical devices that patients needed, like hospital beds, wheelchairs, motorized scooters, all that stuff. Put into detail how they can't do their dishes because they can't stand that long. They can't
Right.
go do this. They can't go do that. Make sure, oh, I can't shower properly and because of the standing for so long, or even sitting on a shower chair is complicated. The more details you put in there that are true, the better it is.
Exactly.
And I mean,
Exactly.
detail the shit out of it. Don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
Never lie. But put it in detail. I can't wipe my own butt after a bowel movement because my shoulder likes to dislocate in the process or
Right.
it hurts. If you don't express it that way, I can't bend to cut my own toenails. I can't do. See, I can still cut my own toenails, and I actually just removed some calluses from my feet today. I can do that because it's relatively quick as long as I'm laying in bed. But standing to do the dishes, out of the question. Standing to take a shower, out of the question. Go out, take the trash out. Yeah, right. I'm going to fall flat on my frickin' face.
Mm-hmm.
I still have decent range of motion in my hips. It's just the standing part. Tell me why
Right.
the gravity makes a difference.
I don't know.
And so, yeah, it's just those things that if you add those details, guarantee you have a better chance than leaving it out because you're embarrassed.
Right. Yep.
Mm-hmm. My little tidbit tip for those who may need to apply for disability or Medicaid or any other program: the more details you give them, the better.
Right. Don't let them come back and continually have to ask you.
Yep.
Because the other thing is just the time frame. Oh, sugar bucket balls. You just made me think of something from the doctors. Oh, where'd that come from? Okay. Hold on, I'm writing a note. Thank you. That came out of
You and me,
nowhere.
prolific note takers. They're either digital notes for me, or I finally got sticky notes so I can stick them all over the place.
There you go.
Yep.
Uh,
So
yeah,
yeah,
but the from the time you send your paperwork in, you're looking. They have a backlog,
oh,
so
you're looking at least a year before you hear anything.
yeah, it could be three. It's at least 3+ months.
Mm-hmm.
So if they have to come back at you and say, "Well, we need more detail,"
It's
just
gonna
that
take longer.
time of yes, it's just going to be crazy.
Go in prepared. They try to prepare you, but there's still stuff in it. Like I've done disability for my daughter for her anxiety when she was younger. I filled out paperwork for other people and stuff. Not like filled it out, but like helped them fill it out. The whole process. So
Mm-hmm.
I've seen what these applications look like, and I'm not joking when I say it's like 200 pages.
Right.
And then you also need to scan any records you have. Your
Yep.
doctors need to send in all their records. That
There's
takes
stuff, and
time.
and think about the doctor's office that's burdened by a request, and some doctor's office charge you for that,
They
right?
can't when
They're,
it's a disability case. They can't.
I don't know. Well, I'm not sure about up here because I want to say there were some records that were needed that I had to pay for.
I've never had to
Um,
pay for it. The Social Security sometimes will cover the cost in certain cases, but when it's a medical record sent to like a Social Security, not a private disability in place,
right.
but the Social Security disability, it's
Yeah.
covered. There's a difference. Like when my mom had to go on my mom got lifetime private disability from her work.
Right.
So we had to get the records, collect them ourselves, and send them to them. But that was a whole different ballgame because it's a private disability through your work, where
Mm-hmm.
Social Security is government agency, whatever. They make it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So
And then don't forget, then you'll also be required. I've seen, depending on the person, have to give a uh, what do I want to call it? An annual report. Sometimes
yes,
it's for
I've had to
three
do that with my
years.
daughter. Annual reports
Yeah,
with my daughter. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it's like just when you get the paperwork done and you can breathe, they're freaking sending you paperwork again.
Mm-hmm. Are
Yep.
you still disabled? Are you still seeing these doctors? Are
Uh
you
huh.
still doing this?
Uh
Motherfucker,
huh.
have. Yes. Why can't you just talk to my insurance company that you provide and get it
Exactly.
yourself? I'll just sign the
Uh
HIPAA
huh.
release,
Right. Yep. Make it
the
a whole
records
lot easier.
release. Yep.
Yeah.
Nope, they don't do that. Nope. Well, we can't do that. We don't have access. Well, yeah, but you guys have access to how I spend my money.
Uh huh.
But you don't have access to
Again,
my medical records. Uh huh,
right.
my ass.
Again, it's just like the city between the finance department and the permit office. The
Right
two
next
can't
door
talk
to
to
each
one
other and they
another.
don't talk.
Yeah, exactly. Make it make sense.
Our famous slogan, make it make
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Yep.
I'm telling you, it's really getting old. When they're saying, oh, we need to go to all digital to make it easier for these companies to communicate with each other and the doctors and this and that,
Yeah,
just for them to still not be able to communicate.
exactly. Exactly.
It's like,
Like
you jackasses.
my PCP isn't involved with my insurance companies uh with the hospital system. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what I don't like is so I had some blood work done for surgery, but then when we were at the doctor's office for my clearance, they wanted to run other blood work, and I'm like, I hate to do it here because one, it goes to a different lab, and that lab charges money more than if I would go to the hospital and get it done.
Yep.
Okay, at the hospital lab, so it goes to a different company, and they charge you. But what I don't like about it is that all the data. that is in that, and the company's name is Quest.
Oh, I know Quest. I've worked with them.
Yeah.
Well, not
Yeah.
like worked with them, but sent
I
blood
know
to
what
and
you mean.
from.
Right. So Quest has my records from, say, certain doctors that don't participate in the hospital setting where I would go. And
they're
what I don't
they're out
like,
of network.
right, since they don't communicate, to me, there isn't a clear record, and it doesn't show you the trends on your blood work, x-rays, whatever.
Yep.
You got to try to pull that together yourself to
and
be
it's
able
a headache.
to make a present. Yeah, it is. And that's why I don't like to do it. You know, is it easy to get blood drawn at the doctor's office? Hell yeah, it is. You know, but to have a good place to have the records is at the hospital.
See, I wish there was a way that we could have a filing cabinet or a PDF version of all of our medical records from all time, and we just take it ourselves to whoever needs it.
There you go. There you
go.
go.
But that costs money every time. Oh, I went to the doctor's. Print me off the doctor's note. What? I want the whole note from the day.
Well, now if the doctor participates in the hospital system, you get your after visit history, you know, what that appointment was about, but then you also have access to the doctor's notes.
Well, I get it. I'm talking no patient portal, no internet necessary. It's on my computer at my home. I can print off what I need to print off.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can email. Yeah.
I don't want to have to constantly fight with shit. Now, my doctors don't give me that note unless it's through the patient portal. They won't do it.
Right, it's through the patient portal. Yeah, you're right.
I don't want to deal with patient portals. I want local saved data on myself. Like, screw them.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I'm sick of having to run in circles for everything.
In my case, there'd be a problem because
there ain't a computer hard drive big enough to hold it all.
Hey, JJ. Thanks for joining
JJ.
us. I would then be called not only am I the racist and all that other stuff, but then I would be a climate change denier because if I had to print out all my medical records, that's at least 3 trees. So
now, you know what it might take? We might have to do? Start bringing our own laptop with a portable drive with our records. And here, okay, you want my medical history? Plug this in, open. There's all the PDFs from the day I was born to death.
Yeah, well, they have that medical alert bracelet that does that. Remember, we had
but they can't plug it into their computers. It's a brilliant idea if the medical industry wasn't afraid of frickin' viruses being planted on them. Yes. Hackers. Absolutely.
Okay, so why can't they have just one standalone computer that you plug it in and
it's not connected to the network? You just look at the info.
Exactly.
That's too much work. That's too much work. And they would need more than one standalone, especially at a hospital or an ER, and they got 100,000 people coming through.
Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, make it make sense. Here's me. I come in, that one time I walk in on my own and I'm talking to the intake staff. And Eric is there saying, there's something, she is not herself. You are not talking to the real D. Something is up. You need to get her in right away. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
They put me in that freaking observation room. And then that's when they called him Tuesday morning at 4 a.m. and said, get in here. She's dying. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If they would have had access, if they could have pulled off of me everything about me on that bracelet, wouldn't that have saved a huge amount of shit?
Yes, but due to hackers, absolutely they will not do this. And it is so insane. And I agree, there's nothing wrong with getting a standalone computer that is not connected to the network. It can read the USB files, but not connect to the network. And it's
Right,
literally just, it's sandboxed. It's a physical sandbox instead of a
right,
virtual one. Yes.
exactly.
And JJ said, what happened to the time change? I'm confused. Um,
Because we went back to this schedule. Is that what you mean, JJ? We're doing Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 9, and Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 5, because I can't hang every day from 7 to 9, as was evidenced by last night. Uh, when you don't sleep for 3 and 4 days in a row and you're watching a monster in real action, I can't do it. So
yeah.
we went back to this format, and we also changed the day off. Instead of Wednesday, we went to taking Friday off.
Mm-hmm.
So
Due to
because
health,
one of
it's
my
random change. It's not guaranteed a set schedule with us due to our health conditions,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it
we're just
sucks.
yeah, it really does suck. Uh so this is our schedule's been out this way for a little bit, and then during the summer I want to be able to go up to camp with the kids, because I have at least 3 more surgeries pending, and I'm not doing anything after tomorrow's surgery throughout the summer. I haven't had a good summer for over since 2022, and it's time to enjoy myself a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to rather than make the time change, I want to be off on Friday so we can leave to get up to camp, and we have time. So we just
That makes
decided to bite
sense,
the we just decided to bite the bullet and do it this way.
and it may change
And
again in the future depending on health and
exactly. Yeah,
circumstances.
and crazy bees, we don't know what's going on her end yet, so it still might change again. Uh we're
Yeah,
just going with we're
I
going
get
with
to
the
spend a
flow.
lot of time traveling to Louisville.
Yeah.
So
You might have you
it's
might have
yeah,
you might have to buy a house in Louisville.
an apartment, but
There you
no.
go. A little a
I'm
little
really, oh,
what are those little what the heck are they called? Boarding rooms. You need a boarding room is what you
that ain't
need.
safe in Louisville. Are you kidding?
No.
That's a good way to get robbed and killed.
Yeah.
Oh,
And as a reminder, everybody, I should have said this at the top of the show, but so I got very much Crazy Bee. I'm gonna want to talk on Thursday, but we'll play
mm-hmm.
it by ear
And
since
just so if we do go live, it'll be when we go, whenever.
a short, yeah. Uh, because surgery's at 10. I probably won't get back home till 7 o'clock or so, and around there. And the next day is when you usually feel the worst. So,
Yep.
and then Friday, we're just going to take our normal day off. I'm under strict orders. Yeah, right. Like, I'm going to listen to her to not look or do any research or anything. So, we'll see how that goes.
I'm trying to pull rank on this one because of the, I
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, I do need to. Yeah, I do need to just. I might
Not.
just compress all together. Yeah,
Yes,
we'll
I think
see.
it's a good thing for you. Get some rest, sleep as much as you can for the next few days. Take
Yeah,
advantage of it.
we were laughing that. Uh, the funny thing is, it's pretty damn sad when you say, "I'm looking forward to having surgery just to go under anesthesia so I could sleep."
Yeah.
That's a damn shame. You know that.
Yes, it is. Because I'll tell you, I was up till 2 in the morning last night and then
Mm,
woke up at 5 something when my son is here. Deanie was up at 5. Then I passed back out again until 8:30 and I took my meds. So,
gee.
yeah, I I've had shit for sleep too. I don't sleep, but I can't really talk to anybody at night. But I honestly, as soon as I get my capture card, there might be some midnight gaming streams where I just don't
Mm-hmm.
talk. I'm just playing my game and everyone can watch it because I'm
JJ,
bored. Miss D, get back to your hobby
your
sleeping.
hobby. Yep, that was my hobby. Shit. Uh,
Oh God, I know what it's like. It's like I can't sleep. I just, I'm like, even though I'm exhausted, when everybody else settles down, all of a sudden I can't sleep.
I know.
I'm exhausted
And
all
you know, in
day.
the yep, and the other bad habit that I got into is, when the kids are here,
Mm-hmm.
Jacob sleeps over. He's been here since the weekend he was born. He has slept over, other than if he had something else to do, which is less than 10 times. That kid has slept over every single Saturday. And I do not sleep, even though he's with Eric, making sure that everybody's safe. It's the strangest freaking thing. And he's 9 now. I don't need to be like hovering over like he's gonna have sudden infant death. I mean,
No, but
come
it
on.
might also just be you're overprotective, and you might need to just learn to trust in fate or God
Yeah.
and go to sleep.
Well, it doesn't work that way. And then you know what it's like. The baby's here, and I get him to sleep for hours, and I'm up. I could be taking a nap when he's napping. That's what they say. Sleep when the baby sleeps. Nope, got to make sure he's okay. I only go in and check on him like one time, and
He's
which
old
I, which
enough
I,
that
yeah, which I
sudden
do
infant
have to
death isn't
laugh
going to
at.
happen.
Yeah, which I do have to laugh. I don't know if I told you or not, but uh, they got him to sleep the other night, the whole night, and they go, "Yeah, we think we find out what the problem was." And I'm like, "Okay, what?" And they're like, "He doesn't like to have his pants on. He likes to just sleep in his diaper." And I
Duh.
went, "Wait," I went, "Oh shit." And he's like, "What?" And I said, "Well, I hate to tell you this, but I've been having him just sleep in his diaper and his undershirt forever." You know what I mean? He just does. I don't put all that hot shit, sweaty,
Yeah.
this kid radiates heat. You know what I mean? He's his own, go throw him in the snow and he'll clear your driveway off. That's how hot he is. So he likes to be cold,
Mm-hmm.
and I usually go back in after an hour and throw a blanket over him and.
If he needs it. And if he doesn't,
Hmm.
he'll kick it off.
Right. But I also have a problem, I don't have curtains on the windows, and my daughter-in-law's like, "Oh, the house doesn't look finished unless it has curtains." I'm like, "Well, we have all the windows so we could see the creatures and nature. That's why we're in the country." You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't want curtains on the windows so I can't see outside the birds and the
If I didn't
squirrels
live
and
in town, my windows and doors would be open all day.
yeah. So, but I went in the other day and I went, "Oh shit." The way the sun comes in the one window, the baby was curled up in a ball in the corner, and the
Oh.
sun was beating on his face, and
So
I
he
was
looked like
like,
a
"Oh
kitty cat.
shit!" He's gonna wake up and he's gonna be sunburned on one side of his face and not sunburned on the other. I'm like, I'm gonna have to put on suntan.
Oh, you cut out. You still there? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh,
Oh, there you are.
I
Can
didn't
you
go nowhere. It's you.
No, it just went techno and then it went silent
Oh,
on my for my end.
that's weird.
Art says
That
cold is actually required to promote proper sleep cycle. It's the same with complete darkness. And I put the nightlight on my computer monitor at night where it browns it It makes it like that
Mm-hmm.
brown tinge. And I can sleep okay even because I have to have some kind of noise in the background. I usually have something playing on the through my earbuds when I fall asleep. I have like a video or a movie playing until
Oh,
I
see,
pass
I would
out.
never fall. I'd never go to sleep with the earbuds in.
Oh, I have to have it. I
That
have to
that
have that
that
noise.
that's that constant buzz and hum in your ear. That's why you're not sleeping. You're always like,
No, actually I do fall asleep at a point and it works fine.
yeah,
I'm one who needs background noise or white noise, anything to help put me
yeah.
to sleep. But
Now
when my
I
brain
have,
don't shut down, it's a little bit of a headache.
yeah. There's a to this day, Jacob still puts it on every night. I got him into the sleep music that works for him. We call it the
Mm-hmm.
purple music because it has a purple background. And I did have that for the baby, but then the baby started paying attention to the TV too much. So I started turning the heater on to have the background noise. The only reason I do that for him is them frickin' sons of bitches of the cats that once he goes to sleep, it's gallop time through the house. And it's like horses going through.
Of
So,
course.
yeah, I need something to counteract the bells and all whistles that they do. But I actually, I need to have, I had a little night light that burned out, but now I have a towel covering half of my bedroom lamp to make it darker. But I need the light because A, the dog got to be able to come and see me and wake me up if I am sleeping to let him out. Because, he sits and stares at me. And,
Uh-huh.
being somewhat immobile, handicap, whatever you want to call it, I need to make sure if I'm going to get out of bed over the grab bars and all that bullshit that I can get out
Yep.
safely without being in the dark. Plus, it's like, oh, what happened to the tablet? Oh, what happened to the cell phone? Where are they? Don't want to tramp on them now, do we? Oh, where's my glasses?
I'll tell
It's
you,
everywhere.
yesterday my kid spent over an hour helping clean up the walkway in my room because Danny's not good at picking up after himself. He'll kick his shoes and clothes off, leave them where they're laying. And I have to then try to get through. So the kids helped come through the room and make the walkway safe again for me. And they helped
Mm-hmm.
clean up a lot of stuff that was still from the car parts and all that, all the boxes that were still piled up in the corner. But, I have to traipse through the dark for the most part in the house. I need to get a nightlight for the living room because if I smack my foot into my son's scooter one more time, his little razor scooter that he uses until he gets the pull string for the motorized one, I can't tell you the
Right.
number of times me and my daughter have smacked our feet on that frickin' thing because he puts it between where the bedroom door is and the hallway that leads to the bathroom, and it's right there when you come out. And I use the wall to balance. So guess who gets to smack something?
Yep.
Yep, it's not fun. Uh, Art says I got conditioned to hearing the horizontal oscillation in a TV set, so I turned off the TV and made a simple audio oscillator. Um, Worked like a charm. My daughter uses the YouTube. There's actually an entire division of YouTube. It's just a black screen with like a fireplace or a river or a white noise, some kind of
Right. Yeah.
background. My daughter
Right.
uses that. She scared the living piss out of me a few months back. She had a campfire next to a river going, and I swear I heard water leaking in her room, and then I opened the door, I hear fire, and it took me a good second to register it was coming from her TV. Uh huh.
Shit.
Mm. I'm looking around, slightly panicked, ready to wake her
Uh-huh.
up before it hit me. Oh, it's a
Thinking
white
it's
noise thing.
fire.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
So I've contemplated using those, but like my brain does not shut down. That's my problem. I'm always thinking
Right.
of some of the dumbest shit in the world, some stupid thing I said when I was a kid that makes me feel like I was an idiot. You know, we all have moments like that where we
Yes.
overthink. I'm an overthinker, so good luck getting me to sleep. I need something to distract me from my own thoughts in order to fall
Right.
asleep.
I get you. I do
But
that.
I can live
I'll tell
inside my own
myself.
head. It's just I
Yeah.
need to fall asleep. I don't want to be awake thinking.
Yeah. I tell myself shut everything off, shut the light off, and then I'm like, then I start thinking. And I
Uh
mean,
huh.
and I'm all over the board. You know what I mean? I could
Same
go from
here.
music to politics to this subject. Oh, let's do that. No, let's go over here. Let's go there. I mean, it's absurd
Squirrel.
where, yeah, squirrel.
Sorry.
Fuck, I was ignorant. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, that's
Uh,
true.
but it's
Squirrel.
how I feel. I feel the same way when I'm trying to sleep at night. Replaying things that have happened, trying to think of ways I could have done it better, trying to think of
Yep.
ways that this could go better, stressing about this, stressing about that. That's why I play
I'm
games or
still on.
something to drain my brain of energy.
Exactly. What recipe? How did I fuck up that recipe? Oh,
Yeah,
I know.
yes,
Add more. It could have been spicier if I would have just added hot red pepper flakes. I would have been happy.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm the same
God.
way at night. It's like, oh, in third grade, when that kid was mean to me, I should have said this
Uh
instead
huh.
of being that stupid. You know,
Yep.
it's my brain does weird things like that. And I know I'm not the only person who goes through it. Most people don't talk
No.
about it, but I'm not ashamed to admit that my brain don't shut the fuck up when I need to go to sleep.
Right. Right. And I think it's, well, they say the older you get, the less sleep you need. So I'm like, oh, man.
I got news for them. That's bullshit. I need sleep. Problem, I can't get it. Well, like how they say, remember how I was telling you how my hand was itching, and they're like, "Oh, when your hand itches, you got money coming in." I'm
I
like, "Well,
mean,
the money
money.
needs to
Right.
hurry the fuck up because I'm sick of this itching."
Right. Right. Oh, my Lord.
Uh, 50 years of medication allows me to just ignore thoughts. That meditation. That's not an issue these days. It's the aches and pains that keep me awake. Yeah, I do need to take
Yeah.
time to actually just meditate and start clearing my mind. I really do. I know I do.
Yeah. I
It's
was really in. Yeah, I was really into meditation. Somehow I got out of it. Uh, hold on a minute. We gotta. That, hey, idiot! Put the package there. You're going to the wrong house. Oh my Lord, help me, Jesus! What the piss? I'm not getting up and telling him he's in the wrong place. Them
It
idiots.
doesn't matter.
Oh
They're gonna
no.
always deliver it to the wrong house. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we got to go by the ping. One day they got my package and I got their package. My daughter-in-law just sent me a message going, sigh.
Yep.
Idiot. And it's a big box too, so oh, they're so
It'll get
stupid.
to you in a few hours. No big deal.
Oh God. No, it might be days because they keep shit up there. So but yeah, but doing the meditation, it does work. But
Uh-huh.
it is true what Art is saying. The aches and pains come out at night. It used to be the freaks come out at night. Oh no, girl, it's the
It's the
aches
aches
and
and
pains.
pains. I go through
I
it.
mean,
Last night I had to take a kratom. I was in so much pain. I broke down and took a kratom, which I don't. I like to leave those for travel days, but I couldn't get
right.
through last night. And when it finally kicked in, I was able to go to sleep.
Hmm.
But yeah, if your right hand itches, you're going to meet someone. If your left hand itches, you're going to get some money. It's always my left hand that itches, and the money never
Yeah, we're
frickin'
wait.
comes.
Yeah, we're waiting. We don't want to wait much longer.
No, but that is kind of funny because it is coincidental, but it's like it's just before paycheck day. it's just before tax returns or something like that, my hands will start itching. And mostly my left hand itches really bad. And I'm like, oh, I must have touched something I'm allergic to or whatever. And Danny will be like, oh no, we got money coming in. Well, and I'm always saying, well, it better hurry up because this itching is driving me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
yeah,
Well, you know how
it's,
many times I called and said, could I please take the chicken scissors and just cut off that baby toe?
yup. I know.
I mean,
And I said that
how?
that's not safe to do.
Hey,
Hey,
Blue,
Blue Rose.
how does one? I mean, there's other body aches, don't get me wrong, but this one,
Mm-hmm.
how does that hurt that bad?
Tell me why my right elbow feels like a railroad spike is being driven through it, and I've done nothing but sit there. And all of a sudden, there's a sharp spiking pain in my elbow. I'm just laying there, and all of a sudden, my elbow. I've woken up from it. It is such bad. I know. And again, it's like, why does that happen? Like, and I think, well, here's what I think, honestly, is we're distracted by things during the day, so we're not thinking about our
Yes,
pain. And
right,
then at night, when we're settling down, it all starts to overload the brain. Oh,
exactly.
this is
Yep.
hurting. Oh, that is hurting. The brain can only handle so much.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just you start the rocking, and where's my pain meds?
I'm not reading Vanilla's comment. You can.
Oh,
Hey, Vanilla, you
I'll tell
started
you,
off.
you've never felt pain. I had a patient who had gotten cancer on his genitals, and to see what radiation therapy did to it, and him needing a skin graft afterwards, trust me, that seems like nothing. I am sure that cramp compared to what that guy had to go through. So there's a lot worse.
Jeez.
Oh, Blue Rose.
Yes,
Oh,
man.
please. Women have cramps and giving birth. Yeah. That's another good
Yep.
one.
There
God.
you go, Blue. Yeah, try delivering 2 weeks early, a 9 pound, 11 ouncer. Yeah.
Try having a
No,
5 pound
no,
baby where the contractions don't even help. They just crush the
yep,
baby and they're useless. And it's like
yep,
fudge. And then it's emergency C section away. And off we go.
yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
try delivering a bowling ball and see how that works out for you.
my god sister, her brother and her older sister both weighed 11 pounds at birth.
Jesus. It was embarrassing. We went to the nursery. Here we had these little newborn things picked out for him. At birth, he's wearing 6 month clothes. I mean, the
Yep.
baby's not even one yet. He'll be one on the 21st, and he's already in a 2T.
Blue
Now,
Rose says she was a 9 pounder and she cracked her mom's pelvic bone.
oh,
That's a tough one.
oh, yes, it is.
And let's not forget about the tearing of tissue. And oh,
Correct.
there was a medical record of a woman who was in labor, and the area between the vaginal canal and the rectum
The
tore, and the baby actually came
perineum.
out the rectum. No, came out the rectum. It
Perineum.
was the
Oh, wow.
internal tore, and the baby ended up coming out her rectum. So there's that as well.
Oh,
Having kids is not easy, and no wonder why so many moms died in the 18 up to the early
yeah.
1900s.
Uh huh. I
Which
mean,
was worse,
just
getting kicked in the berries or giving birth? I would say it's probably about equal. I would say
yeah.
that it's equal between it for you guys. So imagine getting kicked in the berries for up to 24 hours of labor in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 24 hours of continuous getting kicked.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then if they hit you with Pitocin, which makes the contractions even worse, or it wears off and does jack shit,
Art
and you
says,
end up delivering
hold on.
natural childbirth.
Art says, obviously it's getting kicked in the berries because you've never heard a man say, let's do that again. I had 2 kids, and both of my pregnancies were in deliveries were so complicated. I said, "Nah, nope. I have a son. I have a daughter. That's it. No more. None whatsoever. That's it. We're done. Tie everything up.
Yep.
Remove everything if you want to. I'm all for a full hysterectomy at 20 something years old. They wouldn't do it. They did a tubal
Right.
ligation instead. So
Yeah.
um, Blue says, yeah, that's why these weirdos want to be a woman. And no, but there are some guys who actually do get off on torture to genitals. Long story short, my sister's ex. Just absolutely appalling what some guys actually get off on. No, there are some guys who do say, do it again. Yes. So, a long story. I don't want to get us in trouble by going into further detail that my sister gave me and I absolutely regret.
Oh my Lord. And then you wonder why you can't sleep at night. Replaying these freaking conversations in your head, like, oh
Yeah.
God, why did she tell me that?
Well,
God.
she's just as weird. We're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, there's some freaky people out there.
Yes, there are, and it's all levels of messed up.
See now that story, it had to pop into my head now. The story about the girl that was kept in the box with just
Yeah.
a little breathing vent under the bed
Yep.
and was wheeled out for pleasure and then put back in the box and wheeled
But
back.
that wasn't by
Good
choice.
God.
There are some women who
No.
enjoy that by
Yeah.
choice, and some men who enjoy
That's
it by choice. And it's like, y'all are nuts. That's the depravity of society taking over.
okay. Then let me get this off my chest and then I might feel better. Then there's the book that I read that was the most disgusting way to die. And that was the killer filled up the bathtub with eggs and drowned his victim in the eggs. And ugh,
That's just
never,
disgusting. Can we say
never could look no.
salmonella?
Yeah, if you did.
Sorry. Who cares about drowning in raw eggs? You're gonna get salmonella.
Yeah, it was disgusting. All right,
This is so gonna
woosah.
get age restricted. You watch. We're gonna get an age restriction requirement on this
Yeah,
video.
yeah, woosah. Clear that all out. Anything else? What else do we got to get off our chest so we can sleep tonight? I'll be up all
Oh,
fucking night till we
oh
leave.
God, oh God, oh no, I'm good. I think I'm just laughing my ass off at the shit we're about to get in trouble for. Even though we
Yep.
fully edited as best we could and still got the point across without going into details, there's still that.
It's life. It's facts. It's fact. We're not saying anything that isn't true.
He was trying to make an omelet and didn't know how. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains they thrill me. Yes, I remember that. I remember that
Oh
in middle school
God.
and high school back in the 90s, 80s and 90s.
I don't know if it was an omelet, Blue. Like he might have been trying to make scrambled eggs. I don't know, but that
It was a human
uh
omelet.
yep.
Just the meat's already half there. All you gotta do is cut it up and cook it.
Yeah. Instead of
Already.
bacon. Instead of bacon or sausage, we're going for something else.
Oh my god, I have a very dark sense of humor, and it is starting to show. Not good. That's supposed to be for the memes on the Discord server only, not for the lives.
If you haven't done so already, if you want to hear continued conversations like this, join the Discord.
Yep, that's the only place we can actually currently talk without any massive restriction. But it's
Right.
possibly going to change from things I've been hearing
Yes.
across the internet. And
Yep.
yeah, Discord's getting a little bit stricter coming up. Now, I am
Yep.
looking into hosting our own server type of thing off of Discord. I want to learn how to set up our own server, our chat servers.
Right.
I would like to learn how to do something like that they would have to get a specific permission access code or something, kind of like how some medical programs are on a server,
Right.
a standalone server. I've been looking into how to do that and get the equipment for it, so we can be free to talk and not get in trouble. Unless we
There you go.
choose, unless you go way too far and we're like, okay, nope, that's not allowed here, then
Right.
it's a boot. But
Yep.
no, I'm actually looking into how to do the coding and everything for it, with a standalone server off of the Discord or any actual website, but our own. So I think it would be a fun thing to do because of the level of BS that's going on with controlling our speech and
Uh-huh.
everything. I want to be able to
Uh-huh.
talk freely to other adults, not children. I want other adults, even though some adults act like children. Um, I think it's a better setup. And we could just host different servers for different things, but not be on Discord because of the restrictions that are coming. Art said, dated a lady cop for a while, and we used to get lots of crap about handcuffs and other devices.
Mm-hmm.
Taser.
Yep. We'll leave it at
Sorry.
that. We'll leave it at that.
My daughter still has my taser in her purse. Like I said, her dad was getting on our nerves in the store the other day. And I was like, you've got the taser, go for it.
Oh God.
I was in the power scooter. It's not like I could chase him down and zap him. She could.
Right.
And then we
Right.
have to explain it to everybody in the store and the cops and security and all that. And yeah, I can understand why she didn't, but
You could have just said he had a seizure. That's all.
no, this doesn't even do that. This is it's
Oh,
like getting shocked by an electric socket. You're not gonna just go out. You just, ow, my arm
right.
is numb. It's literally like 110 volt. It's not going to kill you
Okay.
unless you have a heart condition, and we know Danny doesn't have a heart condition, so tase the shit out of him, please. Again, this is like his brother, who was like, oh, he has my little taser stun gun thing, and he's like, just zaps himself in the arm, and it's like, dude, why'd you do that? He's like, I wanted to know how it felt. Well, no, really? You know, it doesn't take a lot of imagination to know what electricity feels like.
Right. Right. That's funny.
We have a Jurgen McGroin. Hello, goodbye, just roaming. That's an option. You're free to do that.
Mm-hmm.
There are many uses for a stun gun, apparently. Yeah, I can think of a lot of reasons, and most of it is not having to do with anything adult related in a bedroom. It's people annoy me, and then you just kind of as you go by. What happened?
Oh,
Oh, static electricity.
there you go. Uh,
I'm telling you,
but
people get
a
on my
little bolt of
nerves.
lightning. Yep. Little
It
bolt
was
of
it was
lightning.
ball lightning, yes. But
Yeah.
like
There you
I worked with doctors, and I can't tell you how many times I asked them if there was a way to make Thorazine into an aerosol spray to like just spray in someone's face when they get on my nerves.
Oh
It's like,
heck.
psst, there's some Thorazine. Good night. We'll see you in a few hours.
There you go. Let me take your vitals before I go. Right.
Oh God, I swear people get on my nerves. Like in general, like I have a very small group of friends that I actually get along with. Like I can
Mm-hmm.
really get along with. Other than that, most of society just gets on my nerves. Their existence is annoying. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't take anything. I don't take it out on them. Now, would I like to go around and pelt people with bean bags, like the beanbag shotguns and stuff?
Or the yep.
Non-lethal, completely non-lethal. I don't want
Right.
to actually hurt,
Hurt
extremely
anybody. You
hurt
just want to give
someone
them a little wake up call. Like
every time
like
they say something
yesterday.
stupid or annoying or irritating.
Yeah, like we would have liked to given James Carville a little bit of love.
Yeah, you know, a little bit of pepper spray. Or no, I
Oh,
wouldn't even go to
now
pepper
we're going
spray.
from the paintball with the little love tap taser to now we're going to pepper spray him. Okay.
I'm
Oh,
just
shit.
saying. I'm not saying I want to tase him while he's in a pool of water and it amplifies the electricity. Nothing like that. Just a little, bzz,
Oh,
like
that's
they cattle
funny.
prods. Like how they use a cattle prod to move a
Yes,
cow that's being
cattle
stubborn.
prod. Yep, yep.
Just, I'm doing a human prod. Bzz, bzz,
Yeah, move
bzz.
along, doggy. Move along, doggy. There you go. Yep.
Like the idiots who
Well, that's
stand in the
one reason
middle of a
why.
parking lot talking. The one's coming out of the grocery store, one's going in. They both have carts, and they're standing in the middle of the parking lot, drive through, talking, or
Right.
the middle of the aisle of the grocery store, and you need to get through.
Yeah,
Just zap them a
and
couple
move them out of
times.
the way. You don't want to have to say excuse me. You just want to, and they're
Well,
out of your
common
way.
sense says face to face your carts to one side and talk
Yes.
away, or find a bigger aisle to talk in.
Right.
Why are you
Right.
in the middle of the aisle, but one on each side talking to each other? Like, I get it, you want to socialize. That's fine. But do it to one side. Go
Right.
sit in the front where there's a big old opening, or in the very back where there's a big old opening, and people can get around you.
Right. Well, that's
The,
one reason why I don't like going to concerts anymore, festivals anymore, 4th of July events,
people.
anything like that. You know what I
People are
mean?
the
Like
problem.
one, yeah, like at a concert, I would be like, sit down, shut the fuck up. We're here to see them. I don't want to hear you screaming in my ear off key the song. You know what I mean? I didn't
Mm-hmm.
come here to listen to you. And I know it's a vibe that you're supposed to get from all of this, but I've been there, done that, and I don't want to do it anymore. It,
Yeah,
like you said, it just annoys the fuck out of me. You know,
people annoy me.
we go on the boat on the 4th of July out in the lake, and like you said, just that would be a good idea. People that just got on your nerves.
Not while you're on the lake. Water
Oh yeah,
amplifies
water.
electricity and
That's
kills
right.
them.
I forgot.
Wait till you get
That's
to the docks and then zap them as long as they're dry.
there you go. Yeah, that
Otherwise, they're
could be
going
a
to have a
problem.
suntan of a whole different kind.
Yeah, there you go.
Most people are blissfully unaware of their surroundings. That's why they get mugged. It's unfortunate, but completely true. Yeah,
hmm
it is. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
on
By the
edge
way,
out in public, keeping an eye out for everyone because my kids and my ex husband are the blissfully unaware, and I'm the one with my head on a swivel trying to make sure nothing bad's going to happen.
right. By the way, I forgot to tell you guys. So the bomb scare that was up there in New York City in the Upper East Side.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my youngest lives, and he had to evacuate. It was close to their apartment, and
Damn.
they walk their dog every day past Gracie Mansion, which is where Zofran lives. And I told
And
him,
that's not good.
yeah, well, I use different language with him, but hopefully he'll get the message.
Time to get out of the blue cities,
Yeah, they're gonna
but
come
quit
in for
voting blue.
Easter. Yep, they're gonna be in for Easter. So about a year and a half ago, they asked to move in with us till they found a place. But my son has a very lucrative business up there, and I don't know what they're going to do. So
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a challenge.
Art, you sound like me. Life is completely different with PTSD and a gun. Yes,
Yes.
that's me. Been diagnosed. It's on my records. And yes, I protect my family at all costs. And I didn't get to tell you this, but I was on Googling for the hell of it for spare magazines and other accessories for my gun. I can get a
Yeah.
50-round drum for my 9mm gun, a
Oh
drum
my God.
magazine, and I'm
You're gonna
really
need to
thinking
buy.
about
You're gonna
it.
need to buy bigger shirts than what you just bought then to conceal all that.
Well, I said it. I'm thinking, I can't conceal it. What I was telling Danny, I'm like, this is not going to be something I can carry as a conceal unless it's in my purse. But it's like a handheld Tommy gun.
Oh my God.
It's a 50
That's
round
dangerous.
magazine. And I'm like, it's $77. And I'm like, I want that. Whether I use it routinely or not, doesn't matter. I want it.
Uh-oh. A girl
Someone on
with a
Rex
gun. Here
Sisters
we
liked
go.
my repost of a short. Has anyone else seen it? That I know I liked it through the Rex Sisters
So did I.
login. And yeah. Uh, Check out JJ's channel. It's in the description. It's like all there. So giving a shout
Thank
out
you,
here.
JJ.
He likes to
Yeah,
do some
thank you.
shorts for us.
Yep.
But yeah,
We
I was
appreciate it.
looking at some epic attachments that I could put on my gun with very little modification needed. Maybe I'm
Okay.
crazy.
I just think it's a little bit over the top. I mean, if you don't get them in the first, what are you going to do? Go head to toe?
Actually, I was thinking, well, given it's not an automatic, it's a semi-automatic. So every trigger pull is a bullet fired before anyone has a fit about it. Any of the lefties, but no, this is a semi-auto, and because of my back and I can't run and defend myself the way I used to, I see nothing wrong with having a 50 round drum magazine for my handgun. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's a 9mm. And
Right.
I use hollow points. So, you know, it's all good. And honestly, you never know. And again, it's also good for at the range because now I don't have to I don't have to reload as often.
Right.
So I see some perks to it. I also see that it's not good for concealed carry unless it's just going to be in my purse. And then I pull it out and they're probably going to shit themselves before I even have to fire because they're going to see the
Right.
drum and know how full it is. Like, they got to guess. How many rounds does she have in there? Shit. Yeah. I think it's a great idea. I really like the concept.
There you go. Have at it.
My gun has a gun as an attachment. Vanilla. I see nothing wrong with that.
I agree.
So, it's just funny that I came across that while looking for a way to mount like a laser sight or a red dot. I was looking for options because my son also just got a paintball gun and he wants attachments for his. So I kind of ended up in this rabbit hole of gun parts, and yeah, I need it. I need it. It's just a need. It's not a want. It's a need.
Oh, oh my gosh. Now they're bothering me already. Hold on a second. Go ahead. You can keep talking, Crazy B. I'm sorry.
No, it was Art saying to Vanilla Pie, same here. That's why the list I'm on is on other list. I feel you.
The list
I
has
swear I
lists
am
that
too.
have lists. Yep.
Uh-huh. And
Damn
yeah,
shame.
I
My list
absolutely
has
am going to
lists.
do this.
My list has lists.
Mm-hmm. No, the federal list I'm on has federal lists
Yeah.
that
Yeah, that has lists.
coincide. It's like a Venn diagram of Fed watch lists.
Yeah. That has lists that has lists. Yeah. Hmm. That's what
God,
I'm saying. It all goes back to,
they're spying on us.
what we were talking about earlier with the medical records.
Yeah.
One person, you know, they can get it if they want it. You know what I
They just
mean?
don't want to do the
They don't.
work.
They don't want to do the work. But if it's something that they want on somebody,
Watch how
then you
quickly
better
they
be
get
damn.
it.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Oh, hold on. Blue sent me something. Multiple explosives have been located by the FBI in Pennsylvania storage connected to an attempted bombing by Muslims of anti-Islam protests in New York. How many of these people are in our country preparing to attack? I've heard that this is going on. There's been quite a few across the country that have actually been busted already since the Iran thing started.
Right. So Crazy B and I had a discussion, and this will be an upcoming, probably a two-parter, but it'll be dragged out probably for a whole week for each of us.
Mm-hmm.
So during one of those times when I wasn't sleeping this week, I was like, I think we need to put our money where our mouth is and take a look at the cities that we live in currently and what is going on. Because right now, we're talking about what's going on in Texas. We're talking about New York City. We're talking about Minnesota. But yet, we don't know what's in our own backyard. And
Mm-hmm.
just the little piece that I did on my own backyard, I mean, I knew some things, but there are some things that make me whoa. Yeah, whoa is
Well, I've
whoa.
talked many times about how where I lived in Michigan, near Detroit and Dearborn and all those areas, been through all those cities, and how comfortable I used to be able to be just to walk through them. And
Right.
this is me already on guard because I've had PTSD since I was a teenager. I'm on guard constantly for being attacked. I'm keeping my head open, my head moving around, eyes open, using reflections and windows, whatever. I always have been a careful person, but I never had a problem in those cities. And to hear what they've turned into now is appalling to me. And I will continue to say it. I used to be so comfortable going into those communities, talking to the people about their religion, their way of life, trying to understand where they're coming from, just in general, concern and care for people. And to
Yes,
see what it is now and how dangerous it would be for me to go do that same thing is
it would
really
be.
bothersome.
Yes, it is. It's troubling. To be out of the city for so long and to know what's going on,
Well, I
and
only moved
the
out in 2021. I quit
yeah,
working in 2019. It's not
hmm
been that
and just in
long.
that, yeah, the infiltration. And Chip Roy is also sponsoring I can't remember the name of it, but it's a Sharia law ban uh,
Mm-hmm.
that is going to be nationwide. And basically, we would not take in any more Muslims that are here, and probably those that are here, they're going to try to get out of the country.
The ones that
And
are extremists need to go.
even, I mean, me and you talked earlier in the week, and right now, I'm not convinced if you're truly following the Quran, what it says.
But I can't truly know that you're following the Bible and what it says. And are you taking it to an
True.
extreme level? You don't
We
know
don't see we're
until
not
you
seeing
really,
that we're
yeah.
not seeing we're not seeing the violence and the uptick in Christians though. You
Well,
don't
not
see the
yet.
Christian.
One day they might.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
So,
Oh fuck yeah. Yeah, if this shit keeps up, we've talked
but
about that there's
I mean,
probably gonna be
what if?
another civil war.
But again, I do know people who are Christian to the point that they would do something stupid.
Oh yeah.
And
I
not
think we all
just in
do.
retail, and it'd be and not necessarily against Muslims, but against maybe the Hindus because they don't believe the way they do. I do know
Right.
people who are Christian that could easily be tipped into that level of
Oh
extremism,
yeah, we all do. But
and that's what's
my
scary.
argument, yeah, my argument about that is we're not seeing it. We're not
Well,
seeing
yes,
the
I know, but they say all Muslims. How do we judge whether they're the lunatics or not? How do you judge that with any other religion? It has to play
background
equally
check.
across the
They
board.
didn't.
Otherwise,
They didn't
it's
vet them. Crazy B. They didn't vet them. They need to be vetted.
oh yeah, I know these people needed to be vetted. Absolutely.
That's the yeah.
But
That's
that
one of the big
but how many
yeah.
Muslims have been here for 30, 40 years, have been living peacefully and not doing anything wrong, helping their communities? Do
Well,
they get thrown into this mix too just because they're Muslim?
I don't know. we talked about the hospital takedown that happened here,
And
and
the first thing I
I would
asked
have,
was the corruption there before that guy took over, and he just kept it going.
well, it's possible, but he's the one that caused the collapse of the whole system.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, was there monies being sent back home? He was indicted on 1,500 counts.
Mm-hmm.
He should have been in prison for life for what he
My
did.
former boss, who was Jewish, who ran the company to the ground in the medical center that ended up being taken over by the courts and sold to a different practice.
Uh-huh.
He's not
Yeah.
Muslim. He's not even Middle Eastern. He was American born. Managed to do the
Mm-hmm.
same thing.
I'm not saying that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that that
I'm,
does not
any
happen.
corruption needs to be dealt with harshly. My opinion.
Yes. And he only they only they accepted one count of fraud, and he got less than 23 months in alternative housing. He didn't even serve his time in prison.
Mm-hmm. My boss never
Millions
spent a day
and
in jail and
millions,
never had to pay any money back.
yeah, millions of dollars. Why is it that these people in power? Well, the other question I had was, and again, call me racist, whatever the fuck you want to call me, but why is it that we're importing people, I don't care what background they are, from the 185 countries that we've taken in so far? Why are people put in positions of power that are not American?
Well, again, we don't have all
Why
American
where was
companies. Not
where
every
was
company in America is American run. I've
Oh,
worked
I
at a company from
recognize that, but
Sweden.
the hospital was American. So where was an American doctor
Um, hold
in
on.
charge of that hospital?
No, here's
Go
my
ahead.
question next. Yes, the hospital was built in America. Yes, the hospital has American patients, but who actually owns the hospital? Is it an insurance company? Is it a different organization? And where does that lead to? Not most hospitals are not private owned. They
Right.
are corporate owned.
You're correct.
So,
They have a profit and nonprofit. Uh,
and that makes me question then who was in charge of setting it that. Who was higher than him and where do they come from? And what was their reasoning?
right. He would have been hired probably by the board of directors.
And who's on the board of directors and what companies do they work
Uh-huh.
for
Well, I
besides
already
that?
trust me. Trust me. I already looked at them too. So
Yeah,
the
that's where
story,
I don't blame the direct hospital itself, and I wouldn't even call half the hospitals here American hospitals. Yes, they're in America, but most of the people running those hospitals, the high up board of directors and above them,
they're
have
foreign.
nothing to do with America
Right. And I want to know why.
because they had the money to
What
keep
we're
the hospital going when no one else could.
Yeah. Well, what is wrong? America first. What is wrong with having Americans? And I don't care where you come from, but you got to be American.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we have foreign doctors? And now we know that they're taking them non licensed by the AMA in the United States. They're just
Which I
taking
think
their
is
credentials,
I
right?
understand to a degree why. I think they should have to do some
So do I.
testing. I believe there should be some testing, but I do understand that medicine, we're all human around the world. We all take the same medicine. It might just have a slightly different name in a different country, like a brand difference.
Hmm.
And cardiac arrest may have a different translation in another country versus what it is in English, but it's still a cardiac arrest and it's still treated the same way. But
Right.
I do believe they should have to pass some kind of testing to be licensed. I don't think it should be handed out willy nilly.
I agree. But my issue that I have here is, where are the American doctors?
Those are the people who took the gender studies and are out there protesting with my style of dyed hair and piercings and putting on a show like they're all badass when they're really not. That's where all the doctors are. They could have been doctors, but they chose to do gender studies. So, there's that.
And that's where we lost them. That's where we
Yes,
brought. So the current structure is set up. Well,
that
I
we have
won't
no
get.
choice
I'll
but to
say,
import.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And the majority of my doctors are foreign.
I have 3 American doctors and 2 foreign right now. 3 of my doctors are straight up born and raised in America, born in our area. And I have the one who was from Syria, who is absolutely amazing. And the doctor that handles my pain is like the western part of like Asia, so like India region. I don't want to narrow it
Mm-hmm.
down to a country, but the India region, and he is awesome. I would actually go and based on his name, I would say he's from India, based on his name, his last name and his first name. But he's amazing. He's the one who caught on. Something is seriously wrong, and absolutely agrees I need further testing. Where all my other pain doctors just wanted to keep loading me up with drugs.
Right.
So there are really good caring doctors, but our American ones, it's hard to find sometimes a good caring doctor. And like I said, how many doctors have I gone through in the last decade trying to find ones that actually gave a shit and would listen to me? It
Right.
took forever and a day, and it was by chance I came across one who actually stopped and listened. And then they sent me to another doctor who actually stopped and listened. And that one is referring me to another place. Well, we're about to find out if the dermatology is any good, but I have no choice but to stick with them because they're the only ones in the western half of Kentucky that take my insurance.
That's ridiculous.
That's what sucks. But like I said, that one doctor who is the rheumatologist, he's from Syria. He has a really thick accent, but I could understand him quite well. But it's just by chance he happened to be a decent doctor. Now, if I went by his reviews online, oh God, they were angry at him and he was so horrible and this, that, the other. I did not have that experience with him.
Right.
So
It
I
also,
give him a try.
right. Part of it also too is, a lot of these companies, you take it Amazon, you take Walmart, you take your hospital settings, and they've shipped customer service overseas.
Overseas. Yep.
You don't get somebody from America. Uh, you know, in the hospital field, the hospital that I worked at right now, they send medical records where they're paying pennies on a
To have them
dollar to
processed.
have
Yep.
yes, to have it processed and somehow pray that it gets converted the right way. That's probably why they have in my record somewhere that I was a field worker, that I'm not changing that. That's staying there forever.
Mm-hmm. And that's where, when I was
So,
working, our billing and coding was done from India. The
yeah,
processing to the actual government billing and coding, because we took mostly government insurance, Medicaid, Medicare. Um, and I did a cursory go through to make sure there wasn't going to be a lot of kickbacks. And then I had to upload it to a server, and then someone from India would take it from there and
yeah,
do more of the processing part. I was more of the
yeah,
coding, they were more of the actual billing process.
right, right,
Uh huh. Yeah, it's and God, our medical record system was out of India too. And every time something was go wrong, I'd have to jump onto TeamMeet and talk with someone from India to fix it.
right.
It's like, but it wasn't like there was a lot of problems. It's just most people didn't know how to operate the system at its fullest. So
Hmm.
medical school is
Yeah,
about
and looking,
protocols more than actual practice of medicine. That is why it's difficult to find somebody willing to practice medicine. Yes, here in
right.
America.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we actually have an article, I believe, in this go around from RFK where they partnered with 52 medical schools to It's going to be now mandatory that you either take a 40-hour course or show proficiency in nutrition. Doctors aren't required to take nutrition classes. So,
Yes, that's true. But the doctors usually will tell you just to have a balanced diet, anyways.
right. But
Most
if they're
doctors
talking
encourage
about,
healthy eating.
yeah, they talk about trying to get to the root problem and, is it what you eat? What is gut health? That's a whole nother
It's not the
conversation.
human body that's the problem, it's how we process our foods that is the problem.
Oh, yeah, there's a congressman. I don't know if I kept it or not. I think I did. Who knows? There's a congressman that they have a loaf of bread that they purchased 2 years ago from Aldi's. There's no mold on it. You can squeeze it, it springs back into shape. They're basically like, what the fuck is in it that it is still fresh after 2 years?
That's my point, too. And that's precisely why I'm trying to convince Danny to get a bread maker so we can make our own bread here at the house and start buying meat straight from the butcher and
Uh
slice
huh.
it and cut it the way we need it here. You can get a beef roast from a butcher, slice it or cook it, then slice it, and there's your roast beef sandwich.
Yep.
It's not the perfect little circles that are beautifully thin from the pre-cut stuff, but at least it's just roast beef and whatever the fuck seasonings you put on it.
Yep.
I am all for that. And yes, it's a little bit more expensive, which is why it probably ain't going to happen too much until my daughter starts bringing some money in and I start bringing some money in. But really, it's just all the processed foods we buy and make and use.
Right. And who knows what's in
Quit.
in all of it? Right. I mean, we saw the candy fiasco with all the stuff that was in there. In some of it wasn't as bad as they said it was. We showed that document. Uh, and when you know that there's a Bill Gates out there wanting us to eat bugs and worms with, white gravy on it, go figure.
No, I'm not eating bugs, but I will grow my own wheat or grains if I need to make my own bread.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard to process the stuff. People just don't want to put the time into it because they're too busy having to work. Well, my daughter, if she wants to go and, like I said, until we can find a job for her, as starving artist as that's the only way she's going to get some money coming in. So we're working through it. But I would like to teach her how to do some of this stuff for the home cooking and the home ec, basically,
Mm-hmm.
and teach her the old ways of making things, homemade jellies, homemade jams. They're so easy to make. It's not
Right.
hard. The problem is most people are like, I've got to work. I've got to make this money so I can pay my
Right.
bills. We're a family of four. Two of them are working right now. Two are trying to get money coming in. So it's a gradual transition to getting us to where if my daughter's doing the starving artist thing, she can help with cooking and stuff. And during her hours of awake or when I'm up, I can do some of it. The bread is simple. Throw the ingredients for dough into the mixer, the bread maker, it mixes it, and then it cooks it. That's what I'm looking for. Hey, cannabis.
Right.
It's just, if you want to live healthy, you've got to put the effort into it. You really do. And I wouldn't mind if I physically could. I would love to go hunting and throw some venison in the freezer, but I guarantee I can't get my ex-husband to do it. Might have to get my son to go get a hunting license and go down to the family land during deer season and take out a deer or two.
Yep.
And that's one thing we've talked about, even with the family as a group, taking some of the family land and putting in a full-size garden and orchard with fruits and vegetables so everyone can just go get what they want. And
That's what pisses me off the most. And hi, cannabis. Glad you could join us. If anything, that pisses me off so bad is what we could have put in berries and raspberries and we have apple trees, but we could have done so much more. We were so busy working
Mm-hmm.
and raising a family that there was no time to get done what needed to be done around here.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can't do it. You know what I mean? I can't physically do it. What do you want me to do? Well, I'll do whatever I can in a wheelchair or my walker, but that's about all you're getting.
Yeah. And
I can't go out and plow a field. I can't, do that
well,
anymore.
that's where I can pass on the knowledge of how to grow these plants and these fruit like foods and stuff, and the process of how to make this and convert it into flour,
Mm-hmm.
convert rice into, we have a slow running creek. We could absolutely grow rice.
Mm-hmm.
We could grow our own rice, our own wheat, our own corn, our own straws, hays, whatever you got to use. Well, anything. We have the land, we have the ability. We don't need 100 acres to grow
Right.
what we need for our combined families. We
Right.
don't need that much. And we could just trade off our extras with the Amish or whoever else is in need and
Mm-hmm.
work with the Amish to get the seeds growing and to get the seeds for growing and stuff. I mean, I live in an area where it just requires work. Instead of the kids sitting on video games all afternoon after
Right.
school, get their asses outside in a garden. I
Yep.
would do, okay, I grew up, we took a half acre and we turned it into a giant garden for the house. And I'd be out there tending to the garden, sneaking fresh green beans or pea pods or, fresh tomato right off the vine. I'd sit out there, tend to the garden, and eat while I was doing it.
Right.
It was safe to do. We didn't use a shit ton of fertilizer, just the water and the soil that it was in. That was what I grew up on, was that stuff. My mom never tended the garden. She had a
Right.
massive flower garden put in the front yard. It wasn't her who tended it, it was me.
Right.
I kept that flower garden weeded. I kept that flower garden watered. I kept it taken care of. I made sure if there was, an unhealthy plant, I trimmed that unhealthy part off. You know,
Right.
that was me. I was out there helping my dad do the yard work because my brother was too young to do any of that stuff. My sister did the housework for my mom. My mom didn't. My mom would cook most of the time, but anything else that came of the house had to be my sister. And I told you before, I did the laundry. No one else ever once touched that laundry pile. It was always me.
Yeah,
It
we
was,
had that frickin' ringer washer. Oh my
mm-hmm.
lord.
Well, I was blessed to have an actual washing machine. I wasn't allowed to use the dryer from spring until winter, but I kept up with the
Oh
laundry
yeah,
year round.
hauling clothes out and putting
Mm-hmm.
them out on the line. Yep.
Blankets,
I did.
sheets. I did that by myself. I had no
Mhm.
help.
Yeah. I did that for probably 5 years when we were out here, and then it just got to be too much.
Mm-hmm.
The boys doing after school activities and going to taekwondo here, there, and everywhere. It just was,
Mm-hmm.
time has gotten away. I mean, right
Yes.
now we're kicking around, so all of the chickens are pretty much on their last leg. They're not laying anymore.
Yeah.
So
Time to
they're
get some new
probably,
ones. They'll be dog
yes,
food.
yes. So we're considering getting anywhere from 2 to 4 of our own down here close to the house. So if you see me pop up on screen with the chicken, well,
Well, here's the
I
thing.
don't.
I want to suggest, and it really will help, get one rooster. No matter what, keep them penned away
Yeah,
from the females. They'll lay more frequently. And guess what? No coyotes or bears are going, well, the bear might come through, but most coyotes ain't going to fuck with a rooster. Or a
yeah,
goose. Get a goose if you really want to keep things off your land. Get a couple geese. Just one
yeah,
or two. A male and a female, whether they breed or not, sell off the babies, whatever. Make a little extra money that way, but get some geese. they'll chase anything off without fear.
Right.
Without fear of
They'll be
dying.
better. They'll probably be better than the dog.
They would. I've seen geese take on a snake. They killed a snake that was trying to come into the land of a place. There are farmers down here that keep donkeys and alpacas and llamas because those motherfuckers will tear something up too.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
There was two donkeys on a farm that leads out towards another town, a neighboring town. I call them Joe and Kamala, just out of habit. But yeah, Joe and Kamala are the donkeys that are
Got you the reference.
used. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they use them to protect their animals. There's sheep herds in our area and goat herds, and those animals need to be protected. And dogs sometimes are not the best option. So they've got
Exactly.
geese that fit in with the flock, and they will take care of anything that tries to hurt the animals. I mean, geese do not play around. These are mean motherfuckers. Me and
Yeah.
geese don't get along, and that's most of the Canada geese. I hate those motherfuckers. But
Well, I wish we would have had. I told you about the goats, right?
uh-huh.
And that was for 4-H. They were not allowed to eat grass. They were not allowed to eat leftovers. They weren't only allowed to have
Bullshit.
feed. So when they got to the weight to be sold at auction, they were underweight.
They
And so
need to
we
be
had to bring them
grazing.
home.
They need to be having the
Yeah.
fattening stuff to get them
So
heavier.
we brought them home, and we had, as you know, the difficulty in trying to place them. Well, fortunately, we were able to place them in the farm that we get our Christmas trees and pumpkins and that from,
Uh-huh.
and they took them. When they went back to see them at Christmas time, they were unrecognizable. They had to first starve them because they wouldn't eat the grass, they wouldn't eat the scraps and all of that.
Because they were
So
raised
they would
on feed only. Yep.
eat, exactly. Once they got started, they are so huge that it's unbelievable the
Uh-huh.
difference in the two of them. And I'll just
Yes.
check and see
Hey,
if we
you
have
want your
pictures of that.
grass cleaned of weeds and stuff? You need your grass
Oh
cut
yeah,
down? Bring in some goats first and then go over it
oh
with the
yeah.
lawnmower.
My neighbor down the street has 6 of them, and when his kids were little, they would walk them up on a leash, and they would eat the poison ivy, the poison oak. They'd clean
Mm-hmm.
out all the flower beds, whatever.
Yep.
And that's what I thought we would do with these goats, but that didn't work out. So
And they're a
instead
little
of
bit
goat,
more of a pain in the ass to take care of than originally
yeah,
realized. And
yes,
I know, my aunt had goats. They're little
yeah.
shitheads.
So yeah, they are. So yeah, the male would knock the bucket over every day of feed, and then he'd bang his head so loud against the shed door. I thought the shed was gonna come
Yep.
apart.
Yep. Sounds about
But
right.
this year they're gonna get turkeys instead, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know about that.
Turkeys are
Whatever.
they're easier to handle to a degree, but they're still mean as shit. Like they're mean little
Hmm.
fucks. Never
I
get
guess I'm gonna
pigs.
have.
Pigs are horrible. I can't stand pigs. Like raising them is a nightmare. I don't have the ability to tolerate them. They are assholes. They will bite you. They will run into you. They will knock you down if you. Yeah, just don't. No pigs.
Yeah,
I'll take a cow before I will a pig.
I was gonna say, yeah, we could have a cow.
No, they make miniature cows. There's bred. They
Yeah, I
breed
know.
miniature cows
Right.
that are like a
Yeah,
little bit the size of like a Great Dane.
right. I don't know what they have for 4-H though, is what I'm saying. I don't know the
Oh,
type
screw
of cow.
4-H. Just get your own.
Yeah. Oh, I, yep.
You can get milking cows,
Yeah.
miniature jerseys, all of them. Take your pick. They're just
Yep.
great to have for a small area.
Yeah, we
Hmm.
could definitely do all of that, but it bothers me tremendously about what we
Oh
could
yeah,
have had, and you know how big shit would have been, and wow.
and it's funny now that I'm
Just
not working. I want to do this stuff, but I have time to do this stuff. I can't
and you
physically do
can't.
it. It's like
Exactly. Make
God's making
yeah,
fun of me.
make it make sense. It doesn't, does it? All this
No.
time on our hands, and what the hell, you know, just for example, the last I've been making dinners large enough to feed the kids and Jake, and
Mm-hmm.
it used to take me an hour, 2 hours max. I'm in the fucking kitchen for 5 hours. I
Yep.
had to lay down the one day
Do you know
on the
how many
couch.
times my kids have brought me a cookie sheet, a cutting board, and the onions and the peppers so I can help cut them up to make dinner go quicker? I'm cutting things up in my bed. I'm like, just bring. They're like, I'm like, bring me the onions, the peppers, and stuff in the knife, the cutting board. I'll cut them up on my bed. So I have a big old cookie sheet with the smaller cutting board and everything, and I just put them into their piles on the cookie sheet. I've done this. Oh, we need this mixed for the tuna salad or whatever. Bring it here. I'll make it. Just you got to bring me the supplies so I can make it. I'm in bed. I
Right,
can't stand. And it's like, so we set up the tray. I sit up as straight as I can tolerate. I mix it all together and they take it off to go do what needs to be done. And that way they can
see,
be doing other things while I'm doing my part.
right.
We improvise. I see nothing wrong with sitting on a couch or in a with the coffee table and using that to help cut up stuff instead
I
of standing
agree.
or sitting in a kitchen.
Yep.
Even sitting at a table can
Yeah.
be painful. That's why
Oh yeah.
we got creative and found a way for me to be able to do it from my bed. I make jerky from
Right.
my bed. We blend the meat and the seasonings in here. We roll it out. My son puts it on a tray. We go pop it in whatever is going to dry in, and magic jerky.
Yep.
It's it's we just have to get creative. That's the only way we can
Yeah.
do
It
it.
it it really sucked because it was really good though. I told you Jacob said it was the best that he had ever had, and that was the
Mm-hmm.
sloppy Joe casserole.
I
That
liked my
took it.
sloppy Joe on my green
Nice
onion
on
sour
potato
cream, my
chips.
sour cream and
Right.
onion chips. Oh, that was so
Right.
good.
But that process took as long as it did for me to make lasagna on Sunday.
But it shouldn't though. That's the thing. Sloppy Joe,
That's
brown hamburger, dump sauce in, add a little bit if you want to add some stuff to it. And then if you want to make it as like a casserole thing, you pop it in the oven.
well,
It's
this had
I know
that
it's
cheese, tater tots. It was the bomb though. It was good. I'm
and
gonna make
see,
it again.
I like just throw it on frickin' plain old chips. Or Danny didn't get plain chips. He went and got the sour cream and onion, but it was still frickin' good.
Right.
So I'll take it. I mean, cannabis says I'll
Oh,
stick with the kitties.
no cannabis. You don't know Jekyll and Hyde. Oh
Uh,
Lord, help me.
you should have seen when we had 7 kittens growing up at the same time, and midnight was playtime, and they would run across the
Oh
bed. I
yeah.
ended up with scratches from head to toe. I literally would
Yep.
have to sleep with my blanket over my head tucked in so they wouldn't jump on my face.
Yep.
Claws
Why
out,
is
yeah.
it they? Why is it they got to start at 12 o'clock? It makes me. I don't do it, but you know what I really want to do is they sleep together. They have,
Mm-hmm.
there's three beds throughout the house. Two of them are they're all basically for the dog, but they end up sleeping in them. When they're together, why do I have the urge to just go up and shake the bed and go, wake up, you little motherfuckers, wake up?
Because cats are nocturnal. They're the
Oh,
dusk dwellers. They're the nocturnal dwellers because their
that drives me
prey is usually
crazy.
out at night.
Well, we took off the carpeting off the steps and we just have the wood now showing. They gallop They gallop from the other room all the way in, up the steps, jump in the bathtub, out of the bathtub, back down, and all you hear is clinking from their ID
Claws.
tag and their bell.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
okay.
telling you.
Well, I
Oh,
think I told you the story before with the one kitten we had. We ended up naming him Thor. He was trying to attack his brother on a windowsill and went headfirst into the window and cracked the pane. of
Oh gosh.
glass. That's how he got the name Thor. And his brother is Loki because I seen that little shit start fights amongst the siblings just before mealtime, so he'd be first at the bowl.
At the bowl, yep. They ain't
So
stupid.
they were twins. They were the only two black male kittens in the litter. Um, so they were obviously they were twins, or they at least looked close enough to be twins, but their
Right.
personalities were that of Loki and Thor. So that's what they got named.
Well, they claim watch what you name your children and your pets because it will come back to bite you.
Well, that's why I waited till we saw their personalities before we gave them names.
Right.
I didn't jinx it. Yes, always. But my kids, we picked their names pretty good. We picked their names good, and they both suit them very well. My son is
Mm-hmm.
very much what his name is, and my daughter very much reflects her name.
Right.
So, but my mom totally botched it with me. She absolutely, yeah, I am not an angel. I am a royal bitch, and she should have come up with a better name. I know there's people who would disagree, but they haven't pissed me off to the point that I've said as much and showed them the side of me that has zero tolerance for bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's Art saying there?
He's a short order cook. Most meals take around 30 minutes of hands-on time. The roast may be in the oven for a couple of hours, but it takes 10 minutes to prep and 10 minutes to serve. And then
Yeah,
Art also
I
said,
need.
oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, the second one is what I was going to read his next comment. There was actually two comments.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah,
and he, go ahead.
I realize that, just to prep stuff to feed, you know, 5 people, it's not like it's just you're slicing up one onion. You might have 2 or 3 onions. You might have 3 peppers. You might have
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And that's standing there. Oh, and I told you, we got those bar stools under the counter that I think only half an ash cheek fits on, if that.
Yep.
That's how bad they suck. They need to go, and we got to get something else. Or sit at the table, I guess.
Well, I know one of the things I used to do, and this was when I was working, is when I'd buy onions, I'd pre-cut them. Like I would sit down,
Yeah, I've
pre-cut
done that.
my.
Yeah.
I've done all of that. And my meat, I would pre-slice to the meals that I need it for. I had a meat slicer, so I would do stuff like that. Get that paper wrap, the paper, butcher's paper, throw it in the
Yep.
freezer. I would take the weekends to do that. When I wasn't working, I would just get it done. Get it,
Yep.
carrots peeled, sliced, toss them in the freezer, or put them back in the fridge. Whatever I needed to do. And that way, all I had to do was pull them out, put them in, go back to what I was doing.
Yep. I've done that too.
Might be something worth considering again. So that way,
Yeah.
each day you're not having to stand for so long. Get
Right.
Jake to help. Not give him a knife,
Yep.
but have him package it up and put it
Oh,
where it
he's
belongs.
good at he's good at it with a knife. I've
Oh,
already
he's
taught
okay
him.
with that?
So, yep.
Okay. When my niece was that age, I was a little bit hesitant of handing her a knife. I love her to death,
No,
but sometimes she
yeah,
didn't pay attention.
when he was 3, I started teaching him how to cook and all of that. So I
Art
trust him with certain things. Go ahead.
Art says, I totally get it, D. I've just learned to be quick, and I do have a stool for when the hips just don't want to cooperate.
Uh-huh.
I have that high back chair. It's a stool, but it's also like a really high dining table chair. And I think they found that on the side of the road. Someone was throwing it out. So we cleaned it up, brought it in, and I do use that quite often when I have to be in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something. I think it'll make a big difference. Standing there as, being the steroid queen and sweat just pouring off of you, drenched, soaking wet,
yeah,
drenched everywhere. Yeah.
I'd say take weekends, get a bunch of stuff cut
Oh
up,
yeah, I've done that. Yeah, I've done that. I cooked up all the meat and everything for the meals, and
do it in
pre
stages,
did that.
and that way
Yep,
it's already ready. So all you got to do is throw it together.
throw together. Yep, trust
Hmm.
me.
I've honestly
Use that.
contemplated making my own frozen dough for pizzas. Just make a whole bunch at once
Right.
and then divide it up, throw them into some bags, toss them in the freezer, and then pull them out, thaw, let them rise, and there you go.
Yep. Oh
I
well.
see nothing wrong with that. And like I said, I really am tempted to just start force some hands on getting a bread maker, and that way we can make our own bread and stuff. We already have a meat slicer, we have the dehydrator, we have the different we have a pressure cooker, we have an air fryer, we have the slow cookers. I There's no reason why we don't do as much homemade food right in our house. We
Right.
have the opportunity to do it, and my daughter's willing to cook and she knows how to. But I really am going to have to start pushing people with a good swift kick in the butt to get us back on healthier diet because it's getting
Right.
out of hand.
I hear you. And the thing is I wouldn't mind paying the money if it wasn't slop.
Yes.
You know, I've become very critical of the places that we've gone to. Either they really have gone downhill or I've really changed a lot, because there really isn't a restaurant that I would say that I feel comfortable going to anymore.
There's
One is
only
a
two
money
that I
thing,
really like in my town, and that's the one Mexican place and the place that
right?
sells buffalo burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're but
We
restaurants are going to
like,
shit. You're
yeah,
not wrong.
we have some diners and things that are, good, but restaurants that we had frequent, I'm like, no, don't want to go there. No, don't want to go there. You get in there and it's one is the price of what things
Uh
cost,
huh.
and two, then comes the quality of food. We
Yep.
went out last month after the doctors. There was a whole bunch of restaurants, so we stopped. How do you fuck up eggs? You know what I mean? I ordered eggs and toast and home fries and that. How do you fuck that up? It came
Very
out all black
easily.
and great. Yeah, well, and then to have the nerve to serve it to somebody, I'm like, are you kidding me?
Again, you're getting into the generation of kids who've never had to actually work for a living. They're spoiled.
Right,
They don't want to do this, and their high and mighty asses have some degree from some university that they can't now afford,
right.
and then you got the nonsense. So
There's
you're
a
getting people who don't want to do their job.
Yeah, there's a story out there of a two women, African American, young. I'm not sure of their age, but they appear to be young, and they refused service on a guy that was wearing a MAGA
It was at a
sweatshirt with
coffee
Trump on
shop,
it.
yes, or was
It
it
was
one of those
Smoothie
coffee
King.
shops?
It
Yeah,
was Smoothie
smoothies.
King. Yeah, Smoothie
Yes.
King was the name of the place, and
Hmm.
so they refused service, and it became a big to do. Well, ultimately, the company fired the both of them for what they did, which was just, in my opinion, believably heard of today. That a
Well,
company is actually going to
I was,
say that,
I actually have a problem with them being fired because every business has the right of who to serve. Like with the Christian couple that
they
refused to make the
that
cake for the gay people.
that wasn't the issue. And if you want, I'll pull the story
Oh, I
so
saw the
that we can
story.
show
I
it.
saw the story.
Huh?
The fact is, if a
They don't
Christian
have the right to.
bakery
They
can
don't have the right.
refuse,
They did not have the right to refuse service to them. That was not a policy of Smoothie King's to refuse service to MAGA people.
oh, because I was
That
gonna
was not
say
their.
if it's
Yeah,
like
that was
within
not
the
their
store
policy.
policy that they have the right to do
Nope,
that, but again,
nope.
I, it's just one of those things that I If people want to be that way, if that's how they want to run their business, then I'm just not going to shop there.
Well, and that's the thing is Smoothie King said no. That's not how we operate. We serve. We're here at everybody's. We're not a political organization. We're here in the business of making smoothies.
Uh-huh.
So I give credit to the company for not falling for the wokeness that happened.
Yes.
So
If
here the
that's their
girl,
policy, then stick to it.
right, then, but the girl then, she has the nerve to set up a GoFundMe page for
But
being
that got
fired.
taken down. That ended up
It
getting
did.
taken down.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
And, but she is claiming now, racism.
It's not racist.
But that's the words and the
But
terminology that's
she
always
had no
thrown around.
problem doing the same thing to people for a political reason.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
hypocrite right there. That's where
Yes.
I would say.
That's part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's an interesting dilemma. So even if they would have turned around and said, okay, we'll serve you, we'll give you your fucking smoothie, I wouldn't have taken it because at that point, what have you done to my smoothie?
Uh-huh.
And if you think I'm ever coming back, you're crazy.
And
So
it costs the company money.
exactly. So these places that I see that are changing, and just the quality of the food, the portions, the shrinkage that
The
has
poor
occurred.
customer service from some of the
Yes.
waitresses. Oh my God, the
Yes.
attitude you see. You can tell they hate their job. You can
Yeah.
tell I mean, they're not even trying to put on a show for the customer.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Yep.
Art says the thing about refusing service is that the owner sets the policy. You, as the employee, do not. And I believe they thought that the policy was they could refuse service because one of the cameras for what they caught, they said that the manager would have their back. And so they might have been under the impression they had the right to refuse service.
Yeah. I took it as they figured they had. I took the whole, and I can pull it so we could show it next week, but I took it as they were using the manager as a cudgel to force them to get out of the store, saying, look, we don't care what you have to say about us two. Our manager has our back. He'll stick up for us. When that
Yeah,
indeed
that
was
might have
not
been
the
it.
case. That's how I took that.
Well, and I
Um,
give credit. I'm not hyper focused. I haven't watched every bit of footage that's come out, every bit of coverage. I saw it. I paid a little bit of attention. Yeah, they got fired. They were, if the company, the actual, like the franchise itself, the big company says that's not the policy, well, then then they deserve to get fired. But
right.
I know that there are stores that do say they can refuse service if and when they choose. And that is something
But
that
you're
I
going to
would
have,
say is,
yeah, but I think you're
eh,
going to have lawsuits. You can file a lawsuit for anything. So just
uh-huh.
because I walk in and you see Trump on my shirt and you say, I'm not going to give you your burger and fries,
Mm-hmm.
we got an issue. Because you know what? Then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to say, I'm going to get you for reverse discrimination. I'm going to get you for ageism. I'm going to get you for my political affiliate.
But
Let's
then there's
take the
also
store
legal
down.
protections against that too. Hey, it's the store policy. Too bad.
It all depends on the circumstance. That's why we go to court, right?
Yep.
That's
And
why
that's
we
kind
pay the lawyers.
yep. And it's a mess. And it's a headache, but, you know, most people ain't got the money to pay a lawyer to sue someone.
Exactly. Yep. And that's why we
And
see the violence or the altercations. I mean, have you ever watched some of these videos with these idiots that go into a McDonald's or Burger King
And
or
just to start
whatever and
shit.
and destroy the store, ripping the cash registers off the counter, going behind, busting up everything. I mean, they're animals.
Yep.
They're
And
not animals.
those are the ones that you have the right to say, get the hell out before I kick you. Waffle House fights. You see it out there all the time.
Yep. Yep.
Waffle House fights are the best, in my opinion.
Yep.
And again,
I don't think I've ever seen a waffle fight house.
a Waffle House fight where they were in the Waffle House, and one of the employees picked up a damn chair and chucked it at someone one time.
Wow.
It gets wild. But again, this is that ghetto, uncultured ghetto culture. It should be. It's an unculture more than a culture, and I've seen it in not just black people but white people too. We call them rednecks. However, rednecks are really good at ingenuity. They are sometimes assholes in public, and sometimes you gotta not tolerate them. So yeah.
I just don't even. Yeah, I don't. I look at them all as assholes.
The meth heads, the dipshits.
Yeah. Yep.
And so when I see people acting a fool, I'm going to say something. I'm sorry. I think I told you this before. I came out of work to go home, and there were these teens all starting to fight. And there was like 6 of them. I walked over, within a couple yards of them, and said, get the hell on, go somewhere else. You don't need to be doing that shit here. Right. Take it somewhere else. They easily could have outnumbered me. Some of these kids were pretty big. And I told them to get the hell on, go do something somewhere else. And they're not allowed to just go. And they did. But I'm that person. I'm going to call out shit when I see it. No. Right. Unacceptable. Move on. My daughter gets embarrassed by me.
Yeah, today, though, you got to really watch yourself because you don't know what crazy you are going to meet, you know?
They also don't know what crazy I am and what I carry. And so there's that, too. That's why I start with words. Take it somewhere else. I didn't threaten to call the cops. I just told them take it somewhere else.
Right.
And that's the thing. I didn't threaten anything serious. And this was, again, not far out of Detroit. We're talking just about 4 or 5 miles north of Detroit. And I said, enough. Move on your way. You ain't got no business fighting like that here. Take it somewhere else. And when you stand your ground and you don't give them a place to do this stupid shit, they start to have nowhere to do that stupid shit. And so the stupid shit stops. But a lot of people are afraid to stand their ground. They're afraid they're going to get hurt. They're afraid someone's going to do this. I'm not afraid. So what? If I die, I die. Who gives a shit? Not many people do. Not many people would. So for me, I'm going to stand my ground. Because I ain't got shit to fear. It's only going to hurt until I'm dead.
Right.
So, I'm already in chronic pain. I can tell people to go fuck off all I want. What are they going to do to me that's worse than what I'm already in? Just paralyze me with a bullet to the spine? Thank you. No, I don't have to feel the pain in my lower back or the spasms.
Right. Just hurt me a little more, why don't you?
Oh... it's like, I'm sick of people not saying something. Art says, there's a reason the shop I ran was located in a part of town that it was. Even though the owner was black, he just wasn't going to open or run a shop in the hood. Yes. People will break in just to break in. No other reason. Kids are stupid. Drug addicts are stupid.
Yes.
They do stupid things when they're on their substance. I'm not saying they're stupid in general, just when they're on a drug or on a substance, they're going to do stupid things. So, for me, say something. What's the worst they're going to do? Kill me? Well, then the world will be saved with my mouth. So, I guess.
But then you won't be around to get all of them, so let's not go there.
But I can start a trend, and if people start standing their ground instead of running from it, it makes a difference. That's
Mm-hmm.
the problem with white flight from these cities. Instead of standing their ground and saying they're not going to tolerate this shit, they ran somewhere else.
Right. The
I mean,
problem is
it's
the
kind of
well,
stupid.
and and this all leads back kind of to how we started this conversation in the beginning. Then, right?
Mm-hmm.
It leads back to when you have governments capitulating to, in this case, I'm going to just call out the Muslim community, but whatever community you want to put there. New Jersey, Patterson,
Yep, I
has
heard.
become, yes, the Mecca of New Jersey now. Okay, and with the mayor and the assistant mayor, and now there are uh, Muslims on council. The concern is it takes it all back to where do you go and how do we as Americans, all together, Americans, fight this when you're
By
one
saying
person?
enough is enough and give courage to people to stand as well.
Yeah, but even if you have that courage to stand and say something, what is it that's an average person can actually do to make a difference? I sit here and I think, what do we do? Do we file a lawsuit? Like, why isn't a lawsuit thrown against Tim Walls?
Here's the problem: the lawsuits in our bureaucratic system are bullshit. You ain't gonna have the police or city council having your back when you stand up and say enough is enough. This is, I see kids smoking weed on the corner, I'm gonna tell them take it somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I see kids fighting, take it somewhere else. I see someone breaking in, knock it the fuck off, or I'm gonna do something. Yes, it could lead to me going to jail, but most of the time it's non-confrontational other than get the hell out of there. You don't belong
Right,
there. That's usually enough to send people running. Because they don't want to have to deal with the cops any more than I do. So stop letting your neighbors be victims of a robbery. If you see something, holler out your damn door. Hey, I see you. Get the hell out of there. That's not yours.
right.
It's a
Go see
start.
daddy. Go
It's
see
a
daddy.
by
I'm
protecting
sorry.
our neighbor. No, I get it, but I'm just saying by protecting
Go
our neighbors,
out.
they'll start protecting you if someone comes into your place. By starting
Yeah, how many?
small, it spreads slow but sure. If the
Yep.
cops and the local governments aren't going to do jack shit, time to start dealing with it yourself. I'm not saying go around and be a vigilante. I'm saying if you see it, say something to the people
Say
to get them to
something.
stop.
Right.
Like, why the fuck are you doing that? What do you need? Oh, I need food. Here, let me give you a sandwich. All you got to do is ask. We're not that horrible of a society that you got to break in. We can help you. If I had a neighbor who came to me and said, we have no food, I need help, I would, one, give them some food, two, show them where to get food from food banks and how to go through the process.
Right.
You don't have to steal this day and age. There are people who will help. Oh, you have an addiction problem. What do you want to get cleaned up? They're going to say yes or no. And again, unless they truly want to quit that addiction, all the therapy, all the rehab in the world is never going to help.
Isn't going to stop it. Yep, absolutely.
And I've seen it firsthand with family, let alone friends who've died to drug and alcohol abuse, and not
Yep.
including the other stupid shit. If I don't care if you're a stranger, homeless guy, if you knock on my door, say I need help, I would help to a degree. I'm not moving you in, but I will point you in the right direction of people who can help you get back on your feet. I will help you help you. I will help you
Right.
help yourself. That's the best way to put it. I will help you help yourself. Because police can't be everywhere at the same time. And your local politicians sure as fucking gonna get out and do something unless they're Fetterman and they chase down the wrong guy. But
Exactly.
that was a funny one. Funny
Uh-huh.
how he's now not that person, but I
Right.
understand at the point of getting sick of this shit happening that people would do something like that. And
Right.
it sucks that it even gets to that point in the first place because everybody just puts their head down and goes the other way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that shit. I'm going to say something, I'm going to call it out. If you need help, I'll help you in the right direction. But you don't got to do something as stupid as break in and steal shit. How fucking
Right.
retarded is that? Ask for help. Most people will help point you in the right direction. It's people are so divided, they think they're divided. It's a mental thing. It is in their head. They think no one would help them. But there is a price to helping. You also have to put in some effort too.
Yep.
I don't tolerate the freeloading shit. So I will guide you in the right direction. But I ain't taking on your whole ass and taking care of you. You got to do some stuff too. And I think that's the problem most of my family had with me is that I drew a line and said, that's it. You have to start doing something in return. You have to make some changes. I'm sick of bending over backwards. And
Exactly.
it led to, well, now I don't talk to anyone but my dad. Life goes on. It's funny how they actually can still survive without me having to support them.
Mm-hmm.
They found a way to do it. It's a
Yes,
miracle.
they did. Uh-huh.
And so, again, yeah. Art says the cool thing about living in rural America is that if there are 6 kids congregated on a corner at 11 p.m., the cops will be there in about 5 minutes. It's called police work, and it's not a problem.
Uh-huh. Yep.
We had a store closed down, our local pharmacy. It was a Walgreens. It closed down because kids were coming in after school, stealing and smoking in their parking lot, causing all kinds of problems. Nothing was ever done. The store ended up having to close down.
Wow.
Why, in a tiny county of 20,000 people, is that the case? We have sheriff and local police right in town. I'm literally blocks from them. Literally, we can walk to the courthouse and the police department and the sheriff's department. Right there. And yet, a business had to close down because of teens. Make it make sense.
It
That's
doesn't.
why I call shit out when I see it. I see someone trying to steal something in the store, I'll offer to pay for it if it's affordable. You don't need to steal. Freaking Christ, get a job. Even though I know how hard it is to get a job. My daughter's going through it right now. It took 2.5 years for my son to find stable work.
Right.
It's not easy to find work in a small town that has limited jobs.
Right.
You got 20,000 people, at least half of them are working, and there are only so many jobs in this town.
Right.
And then you got people from local, like neighboring communities and counties that come here to work.
That want to go. Yep.
So, they're going to give the jobs to the people with the most experience or the most education. We get that. But my son, who has not graduated, is trying to save up money to go back to school to get his diploma, was lucky to find the job he's got. It was sheer chance. And they love him there. His dad was telling me how much they like Buddy there. They really enjoy his work, him as a person. He is a likable person. He's kind of quiet, doesn't cause a problem. He does his job the way he's supposed to, by the book, as best he can. And you don't find many employees like that.
Nope.
So,
well, it even goes back to we've talked many times about, the way children are being raised today by the parents, by the school systems.
I was always in my kids' business, and they hated it when
Yep.
they were younger. But
Yep.
it was for their sake. And yeah, I even dropped the ball. I missed a few things over the years, but I did my best. I wasn't
Right.
perfect, and I will never claim to be perfect. I never claim I was such a good mom. You will never hear me say that. I will say I did the best I could, and my kids have turned out pretty damn decent. I gotta give
Yep.
them credit. And my kids had, it's also a choice of the kids. It's not just the parents or the schools. The kids choose what to do. The schools tried brainwashing me. You saw how well that worked. Didn't go very well. Didn't
No,
go
it
well with my
didn't.
son either. My son would come home. Why is my school acting like communism's a good thing? I don't know. What is this about? What did they tell you? And then he told me what the lesson was, and I'm like, I'm proud of you for having a brain of your own to realize it's not a good thing. But
Right.
yeah, his school, the teachers tried making communism sound like a good thing. My son, being logical as he is with his autism, he is a very analytical thinker. He does not tolerate the bullshit, and he calls it when he tells me about it more than he calls anyone else out. I got to get him that backbone to where he'll start calling others out for it too. But
Right.
yes, my son is the first one who will say something when it's not right. Like that time his uncle tried showing his dad another vehicle, and he's like, "What are you trying to con my dad into now?"
Right. Right.
I busted up laughing when I heard that. I love it. I love that I've got kids. My daughter's more of a put her head down and keep going type of person. Now,
Right.
when she was younger, she would that when it comes to certain things. When she was younger, she absolutely would get in between fights to protect the person who was getting beat up unnecessarily, stuff like that. My daughter still has that heart, but she's more cautious of how and who she protects now.
Right.
And it's kind of a she's aged with it thing, but she does have that heart to want to protect everyone and everyone get along and see the world as a loving place, even though the reality is the world is a really fucked up place. But I want her to keep in mind about her safety and accept that others may not be as kind as her while still being kind to others. Kind of like what I try to do.
Exactly.
Exactly
Yep.
what I
That's
try.
exactly what we're going through with Zach. Not Zach,
Yes.
Jacob. You
Uh
know.
huh. He's being too nice to
Being.
someone who absolutely
Uh
does
huh.
not deserve it. That kid needs to get kicked, get his ass kicked.
Hmm.
He needs to be laid out. A small concussion won't kill him.
I know. Go bounce back.
Yep, I've been in school fights. Usually, and you know what's funny is though I've only been in my entire time from elementary to high school. I've only been in a fight with one girl. The rest were guys that were much bigger than me that I was fighting. So I
Ooh.
actually had to hold back my strength when I fought the girl because I was worried I was going to end up hospitalizing her. In the middle
Oh
of a
my
fight, I
God.
had to consciously make a decision not to hit as hard as I could.
Oh
Because
God.
she also was only 5'1". I'm 5'7" at that time, 5'8". I towered over her. She had the fucking nerve to walk up and slap me. Bitch, does not work that way.
Oh God.
But I did crack a couple of her ribs. Yeah.
There you
So,
go.
yeah. I ended up with a bloody nose because of the blood pressure raising. She only was slapping, scratching, and pulling hair. So while she got her hands in my hair, I'm throwing body shots. Like, do not hit me. I don't care what you say to me. The second you put your hands on me is when I'm going to do something to you.
Yep.
And if I see you going to hit someone I love, I will do something to you. Words are words. Run your mouth all day. Do not put your hands on someone.
Yep.
It will not go well for you. Lessons for life, right?
Yep. Our saying is you're not allowed to start it, but you're allowed to finish it.
Yes, that's how I was raised too. 6 years of competition Taekwondo to help teach me how to finish it and in a controlled fashion. I am not the person
Right.
who blacks out or just sees red in a fight. I am very much in control. It's like everything slows down. I can see my openings. I take them. I am a very focused fighter. and it doesn't matter what's going on or how quick it starts. That adrenaline makes everything seem to slow down, and I can actually do better. I'm not a
Mm-hmm.
blackout angry fighter. I will never fight like that. And if I'm so angry, I will walk away because I know my own strength and I don't
And
want to
if
do
you
that
don't want to hurt
damage.
somebody. Yep.
Yes. Which is why I've never fought my brother or sister. They both have heart conditions. I hit them in the chest and they die. I can't live with that.
Right.
So that's why I've never fought. My brother got slapped across the face once, but he bit me. So what was I supposed to do? Anyways,
Okay, then. There you go.
oh my god, today turned out to be a life lessons day, didn't it?
It did.
But good talk. Definitely something that needed to be done. Something that needs to be put out there. We need to start standing up for ourselves. And I'm not saying go and do these pipe bomb improvised bullshit that these people are doing. But we do need to say enough is enough. We're not tolerating it. Meet up at town hall. Stand as a group. Talk to your neighbors. Get them to go with you. Because it's not going to happen just one on one.
Right.
So start defending your neighbors. Get them to like you. Get them to go to town hall. Say, we don't want this shit at all. And that's the point of a town hall. But what's a town hall meeting if only 10 people show up? What's the
Well,
point?
it's like this. It's like the stats for the Republicans in these last, like in the
Yeah.
Texas and North Carolina and Georgia midterms.
Yeah.
They didn't show up. There was almost an 80% drop in participation.
Because people are disillusioned or stuck working or whatever the situation is, that they didn't think voting was that important or that
Mm-hmm.
more important. And I will say I am glad Brandon Herrera got the seat. I have heard
Right.
this guy for almost half a decade. I've been listening to him. Long before I even moved
Okay.
down here, I knew him. I knew of his channel when I lived in Michigan. So we're talking before 2021. And he had always talked about how what the ATF is doing and what these government laws are doing really do super heavily infringe on our Second Amendment right. And as much as I don't live in his area, I'm glad that he's going to Congress because he is someone who will just say it the way it is and not give two shits. And he owns a gun factory. He manufactures guns for selling.
Oh
So
wow.
he knows what he's talking about. He's actually got skin in the game. This isn't just a politician who will talk about it because their constituents said to. This is a guy who's actually got skin in the game. So I'm proud of it. I'm glad that they did that.
Wow. Good.
We need more people like him with actual skin in the game, living in the areas that they are representing, know the problems, see where the national laws are causing a problem, where the state laws are causing a problem, because his business is impacted by every ATF change. So, kudos. We need more people like that in all the states to run. Your average guy who owns a business and wants this to change so it's right for everyone.
You know, if Mandami can take his dog, which right now is a non-service dog, to work every day, and the dog has had interactions or encounters with staff, why can't we say, well, I have a service bed?
Um,
And
I'll
if
tell you what, the people claiming service animal. I was really nice to the lady who brought her two
no,
dash
did you
hounds
hear what
into
I
the
said? Yeah,
Walmart.
yeah, did you hear what I said? Why
We
can't
have
we
to
have
have a
service?
service beds to
Yeah.
work.
I
I
mean,
would
if
do
they're
it.
wearing hijabs, if they're allowed to wear hijabs in Congress, why can't we just move out one of the
I'm a
seating
mentally
things and
functioning person. I am physically disabled, but I am mentally functioning. Let me bring an adjustable bed to the floor and I will set y'all straight.
there you go. Why not?
I don't think they'll
Because
allow for
wait,
that level of
so,
equipment.
so when they say, when the doctor's office calls and says, "Is there any accommodation that you're going to need?" And I always
Actually,
say no.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm bringing my bed. I'm bringing my bed.
How I'll buy an
There
adjustable
we
bed and set it up like I have here at home. I have the desk over the bed with the monitors and the computer. I mean, I could run a business
Yes, you
from my
could.
bed. I would have to trust a manager to go make it run right in physical form, but I
Right.
could logistically run something from bed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so fed up with this bullshit. And because I'm a mentally functioning adult with a physical disability, can they really decline my hire over that without being considered what is
Yep.
that? What's the word? I know the word. It's on the tip of my tongue. Um Fuck. It's
I'm
like
just gonna say
racist.
racist.
It's like
Racist.
racism, but for disability. I can't remember the word. Oh, fuck. I know the word. It's literally right at my brain, but it will not come forward. Um,
Stuck in the filing cabinet. That's all.
yeah, that filing cabinet needs some WD-40.
That mine needs toss.
Discriminatory. There's the word.
Discriminatory. There you go. You were. I could feel the struggle, girl.
I need
For
some
way.
WD-40, damn it. I think it was the
I was.
D in WD-40 that triggered the discriminatory.
Uh-huh.
It's
There you go.
frustrating. But no, that would be fun. Being on the floor and making them wait while I'm trying to remember the fucking word.
Uh,
And I'd show up with my dyed hair and my piercings and all that shit. I'd show up as me, because Fetterman gets to wear hoodies.
right.
Don't
And
tell
there's
me.
that other woman with the purple hair.
Yup.
The Democrat with the purple wild hair.
I'll show up. They'll think I'm a lefty until I start talking.
Yep.
No, I did not
You'll
go
be
for
like,
gender study. I am a human being who has worked in many fields, and I have quite a vast amount of information for you. Time for you to learn. Like
well,
that.
I,
Go
yep.
ahead.
I started out as a field hand and worked my way all the way up. You too
Fundamentally,
can achieve the American dream.
of telling other
Yes.
politicians to fuck off.
There you go.
But
I don't
it's
think that's
like,
in their decorum.
I know it's not in their decorum, but I still, like, I am starting to see some good things from the Republican Party. It's not enough yet. But, like, that politician, that representative dude or senator dude who called out that reverend for misusing a Bible verse. And he
Yeah.
set her so, yeah, that's bad. But I love that it happened. It's bad on her
Right.
part, great on the politician to actually pull out his Bible and read it in full and ask her to break down the words. What does
Right.
this mean? Does this mean this? Would Jesus want that? Jesus said charity is of a giving heart. Is tax money really a giving heart, or is it
Right.
obligatory? It's obligatory.
Right.
It's compulsory. We have to pay our taxes. You don't get to give it that way. And it goes back to that Daniel Boone speech. It's not yours to give. Or no, was it Davy Crockett or Daniel Boone? Davy Crockett was the one. He said it's not our money to give. Yes, there is a family in need. Their house burned down, but it's not our money to give. We need to go back to that.
Yeah, we do.
I will say it till I'm blue in the face. It's not, no, not without the representative saying, my constituents agree to do this. Now, if your local town wants to raise a fundraiser and everyone puts out buckets and you drop your money in it, that's fine. Congress should not be running charities.
Right.
So, there's another history lesson today.
There you go. Well, dear, it is
Is
almost
late.
5:30.
Yes. I saw that.
And
It's time for me to shut up.
and I'm fading fast, and I still have some laundry to get ready for tomorrow. So,
I say we've covered a lot today, even though it wasn't the stuff we had lined up. But it was a good conversation to have. For some reason, we needed to have it, right?
I guess.
JJ
Yep.
says, starting my work shift. Have a great evening, ladies.
You too, JJ. Thank you.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, let's call it. Thank you, everybody, for joining Rex Sisters. Please don't forget to like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't
Yep.
forget, we will not be around Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. We might pop up. It all depends. So keep an eye out for any notification that Crazy Bee might send out.
Yep. I'm also going to fix the thumbnail and title.
Okay.
And we'll get this together. I'm changing it right now. Whoops, if I could type. I can't type today.
What? Hollering at me or not?
I'm not sure, but I'm going to go ahead and tell everyone to stay safe, stay sane, stay sober. Be praying for Dee. I'll check it out.
Thank you.
JJ, I see you have you are asking me to check out an X post. I will absolutely do that. And we'll be praying for you tomorrow.
Thank you,
And
dear. I appreciate it.
you said you go in at 10 a.m. for
10
surgery?
o'clock. Yeah, we're leaving at 9, so I have to be there by 10.
I will be praying extra hard during that time.
Thank you.
And we're going to call it a day.
Yeah, I expect surgery probably will start around 11.
That's what I figured. It'd take them about an hour to pull that all
Do
together.
prep and all that. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Have a good night.
Alrighty, folks. Oh, JJ shows us playing on his stereo.
Oh, does he? Let me see. Hold on, don't.
I have it up on my screen. Let me enlarge this.
Yeah, I see it. Oh, that's cool. Take a screenshot of that, Crazy Bee. Put that up as on a thumbnail or something.
I think that it would be. Let me do a save image and put it in here. And I will use that. I love it. Episode 128
JJ.
in the
That's
corner.
Cool. Yep, that's pretty cool.
I love it. Now to like and share.
There you go.
Oh, that'll give both. We'll both get some promotion on that one.
There you go.
So, all right, folks. Y'all take it easy. Enjoy your day. Contemplate life. Protect your neighbors, yourselves, your family. There's a lot more to community.
And as of right now, we'll see you Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, we will.
Have a good night.
Good night, folks.